Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are back at it again. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. We got another live stream for you here tonight. The channel that just covers more pro wrestling than any other channel live. We're rocking and rolling, coming off the heels of an historic day in wrestling. We covered 2 pay-per-views. We gave you 10 hours. We're back for 3 hours plus tonight for WWE RAW. Make sure you grab your snacks, grab your feel good, put a smile on your face, and let's go. Let me in. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live, like I said, folks, and we are going to be diving into WWE RAW tonight. It's going to be a fun one. We got lots to talk about, lots of stories, lots of rumors inside and outside of the ring. Me and that pretty face going to run you through all the action, instant reaction, uncensored, unfiltered. It's going to be a fun one. So I hope everyone kicked off their week right. Everyone's feeling good. As you maybe can hear, my throat is definitely feeling the 10-hour marathon that we ran through yesterday, going from London, all the way over to Philly. We made it happen, though. And I will remind everybody, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and I'm joined by that guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yeah, we're still feeling that. The London hangover vibes, the Wembley wobblies is what we got going on a Monday
The
night.
Wembley wobblies, well said.
Well, there's been some wobbles and some wakes being made throughout AEW.
Well, yes, there's still some wobbly things going on, so to speak.
Right.
But we will get into Raw tonight. I'm assuming the Judgment Day are going to kick off the show. I think they kick off every show. We have a Falls Count Anywhere match between Zoe and Becky. We have Chad Gable taking on Ludwig as that rivalry continues, Nick, between Imperium and Alpha Academy. Very interesting.
Right. We've got Tommaso Ciampa versus Big Bronson Reed.
I like it.
Can I send a cease and desist order that they've changed him to Big Bronson Reed?
Yeah, what the hell? Why is he Big Bronson Reed? Like,
I mean, he is a big beefy boy slapping meat. Pause, but still, at the end of the day, it's like how Dominic was Dirty Dom for like 2 weeks. It just kept reminding me of I'm Dirty Dan from SpongeBob.
Right. Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, 2 weeks from now, he's going to be Bearcat Bronson Reed. Like, what
oh God, and it works too well because he's got the the B as well.
I like the alliteration. I do.
Yeah, and we've got the New Day taking on the Viking Raiders.
Right. And I mean, actually, to know as much as we know about this card tonight is a rare thing for the WWE. But yeah, the New Day's back in action, so that will be interesting. The Viking Raiders look to, they kind of had an over moment last week against them. So is there hope?
They make my eye twitch. They make my eye twitch.
Right. But we will find out what is going to happen there. Of course, yesterday, 81,000 people packed Wembley for a crazy night, a good show, some mixed reviews, but overall they delivered. They had a good night, a very successful night, a good night for wrestling. And I mean, if MJF isn't one of the biggest stars in wrestling going into this, I mean, he really put a stamp on this last night.
And if you didn't know he wasn't the locker room leader, you can very much tell he is after. Well, that and just when he came out at the press conference and everything, and honestly, I think handled what it has been alleged, what's rumored, what supposedly is definitely, I guess, kind of happened backstage better than even his boss did, honestly, and really kind of just changed the narrative and got everybody talking back about the show instead of backstage bullshit.
No, I mean, and again, over the last couple weeks, there's been this like mature MJF, even on social media, where he's saying very prophetic shit. Like, he's getting into stuff, and you're like, I agree with this man full-heartedly. Like,
he's their Roman Reigns. He's their Roman Reigns.
He's becoming that. And I think for a long time, he's been overshadowed by like a Jericho or a Kenny or the EVPs for that matter, in the
maybe even a Cody. Maybe even a Cody.
Cody's a valid shot. but it really feels like over the last little while, and last night, like you said at that media scrum, I really felt like he grabbed the bull by the horns and said, like, this is mine.
Oh, 100%. That was his, like I said, that's when we've obviously seen him. He still worked in character perfectly and everything like that. But like you said, we've seen a much more mature Maxwell, if I can even say that. But that was his locker room leader. He's the Undertaker. He's the fucking Roman Reigns. However, those guys that are, when shit goes down, they're going to still try and steer the ship. And everybody just kind of goes with him. You kind of get he's the guy.
No, I completely agree with that, Nick. And I mean, he could have easily dove into like, oh yeah, there's a lot of bullshit or da-da-da, like played right into the fucking.
He didn't even have to acknowledge it. He didn't have to.
But he played it well, and again, he made it secondary, Nick.
He took the air and took the steam out of everybody that wanted to talk about that and shifted it right back to the show, which, as we've talked about, and I'm sure we'll get into everybody that's, attending our chat right now and everything.
Yeah, we're going to get to them.
Right. They're filing in like the 80,000 at Wembley, but that's it's a tale of two halves with this show. Of it's fantastic. You needs to be celebrated what they were able to accomplish with pulling that show off. Did that show deliver in any stretch of the imagination? I feel to a lot of what we had imagined for that card to be. If it's going to be their spectacular, their WrestleMania, we're going to get, like you said constantly, if there was no match of the year or anything like that came out of that.
That's what I think was missing. Did they get in there? Did they deliver some really good moments? Yes. Was some of the things a little exaggerated by the moment? Yes. But did they deliver a shit show? No. Did it suck? No. Could there have been more one-on-one, heated, passionate? Like I said to you before we went live, we didn't get our Brett Bulldog.
No,
we didn't get that kind of moment.
Maybe with Cole and MJF, like not the same type of way, but it's like I said, I've kind of softened on that. I wish that was more of the end, but it's to me, it's one of those. You had it at the end, and I don't know where we end it past here, but that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again,
you had better matches. Like Bullet Club Gold versus FTR was better than FTR versus the Young Bucks at All In.
Yeah. Right. So,
right.
We've definitely been spoiled as a wrestling collective, but I mean, listen, they pulled it off, and it was really cool to see. And one thing I will give Tony full marks for, man, does he love buying music. He feels like me when I was back in high school buying spending my whole paycheck every Friday at fucking the record store.
Tony's still hooked into Napster and everything, and is still just making. He's got to download so many different versions before he gets the actual song. They're all just spam and viruses and shit. Yeah, to get Seek and Destroy with Sting,
right?
Double thumbs up.
And that was one of the best moments of the show. Like it was just because that song hit so hard, and the lights, and it's Sting, and like, I thought that was one of the better moments. I feel bad for Darby because he's still being overshadowed by Sting, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Speaking of getting there, should we get to the people in the chat here?
To the people.
C Money, what up? Valdez has spoken. How you doing? Steven, what up? Emo, what up? Saying shout out from the bar. Yes, it's the background that was so nice. You got to use it twice.
Right. Well, we got our little Easter eggs and shit in there, and we just mixed it up.
Absolutely.
Made it a little raw.
Always got to watch.
That's it.
Steven Chambers saying this punk drama all over the internet is insane.
We'll get into that for sure.
We have a little though. JV, what up? Chris, what up? Let's get to the top here. Scott, what up?
I was about to, okay.
Richard, what up? Hey KJ, what do you think of the reports of Mercedes Moné signing a per appearance deal with AEW?
I believe it's not true.
Trevor, what up? Steve, what up? Mike, what up? Rocco, what up? Kayla, what up? Ash, Ronnie. We got everybody. Good God.
Right.
Good, moogly.
Gave us a like. Make sure you hit that like button, folks. We appreciate all the love. We had I think it was like 500 likes yesterday in total. So, keep it coming. We appreciate all that love. But thank you, Ronnie. Welcome back. Here goes. Breaking news. CM Punk is suspended, as apparently is Jack Perry. And apparently All Out is now in jeopardy.
In jeopardy of it happening or
not
having them? Yeah, I think that's what I heard.
Right? And you would imagine that Punk would be the main event in Chicago.
just a little bit, especially if you're expecting to really drive that a week after All In, which I guess they're still going to do next year, by the way, in case anyone wants to save up now so you can afford both shows next year. And I don't mean attend, I mean just fucking buy.
Right.
Now, how do you feel that it seems to me most of the fault, it seems to be, is getting placed on Punk?
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, and I thought about this a lot today, which maybe means I had too much time on my hands. But welcome back, Dale, Boston, in case we missed you. C Money's in the house as well. I see some members kicking around like Scott. If you're not a member, become a for lifey, folks. Richard,
we can talk about too how Cena's coming back and actually doing like 7 weeks or so.
Hey, yeah, we'll talk. We'll get to Cena for
sure. Full-time John's back, but
here's the thing about the whole CM Punk situation. At this point, it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. It is toxic and it needs to be remedied one way or the other. You either deal with the situation and have it come to a halt, or you have to pick a side. And you have to say, you know what, Punk, no matter what I think about you, it's not working. Even if it's not his fault this time. It's just, again, a lot of workplaces have zero tolerance. You get in a scrap, you're both fired. That's the problem.
Unless you're Andrade, who's getting into scraps to try and get fired. That's but yeah, I get a bit of what you're saying there to where it's almost, to me, obviously, I think Jack Perry's the causation of this whole situation.
I agree.
Neither here nor there with this. At this point, it really has kind of reached that breaking point. Now it's happening not after the show, it's happening during the show, to where they could have almost had to pause All In.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't sure they were going to be able to get him out on time.
Well, could you imagine if it spilled into like the fucking tunnel? Right? Like, I mean, they zoom in for an entrance and there's Punk and then Jungle Boy and they're fucking rolling around the tunnel like fucking, like, what are you doing?
Well, then you can finally at least really believe these stories because you can actually visually see it instead of, well, he did this and then the dog bit him and then that happened. But Scott's kind of agreeing with you, saying fire them both. Alexis, what up? Saying terminate CM Punk.
Yeah. Now I've stood up for CM Punk, and I do believe it's a witch hunt, and I do believe it's bullshit, and I do believe it's a matter of the old generation trying to do things the old school way, and maybe the younger generation doesn't really like it. But again, to your point, Jack Perry mouths off into the camera. Punk's gonna say something. Punk's gonna say something. So are you setting him up to be the bad guy? Are you setting him up to be in a bad position?
100%. That's the thing, is that's the unfortunate thing with this, is that Tony Khan's the one who's let this situation get to this point. And we all were really curious how it was going to be the first time these guys all intermingle on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's so interesting that it happened at All In of all days.
Yep.
And then it's Jack Perry instead of one of the Elite or one of the Bucks or anything like that.
Yep.
But yeah, to me, when Jungle Boy gets up and he mouths specifically into the camera, he knows what he's doing at that point.
Yeah.
Right. He's doing to where you can literally watch it on the replay and everything. Yeah, he did it in picture, but you can clearly see what he was doing there. And Punk's been on record saying, if you have a problem, say it with me, say it to my face.
Yeah. Be an adult.
Right.
Stop playing the kid games and listen. Now, at what point do you say to Punk, though, you know what? You're about to go out for a big match. This kid comes through the curtain, walks by you. You know what? For now, put your head down, let him walk by, shut your fucking mouth, go out, do your job, and then come back later and try and deal with it. Now, what I also heard was that Punk excused himself from the venue and then bought a bunch of the wrestlers Nando's chicken.
Really? I had not heard that follow up.
That's what I heard that reported.
Fair enough. I had not heard that report. The last I had heard is there was conflicting stories whether Perry kind of initiated it or Punk kind of initiated it. But I think no matter what, it was already initiated by Jack. Before he even walked through that curtain, he knew what the fuck he was doing. And I get what you were saying of the responsible, the mature, the cool, level-headed human being would just, I'll deal with that later. Let me get through this. We all know by now CM Punk is not that. And does it come down to a situation, like you said, of even though it's not Punk's fault, he's the one that gets let go because at this point it's not going to work there.
You know what? Again,
unless he stays specifically to his Island of Misfit Toys on Saturday.
Well, I equate it to Jim Cornette and Ring of Honor. It was best for everybody that they separated. Didn't matter who was right or who was wrong. It was just a fucking, a fucking leap too long to make that they couldn't bridge the gap. And at some point, you just throw your hands up and go, you know what? Bygones be bygones. You go left, I'll go right. Fuck it. And again, do I think knowing the company that I've watched for decades pretty well, I believe the first chance they get, they're going to try and rope that man in to prove a point. And I think it's going to be hilarious. But at some point, you got to make a decision. What's best for your company? You can't have, a ball 40. What would you say, Nick? 40, 50% of the reports about All In circled around Punk and Perry.
Yeah. To where it's literally become such a talking point that people are saying, don't focus on that, focus on this. That it took away from one of the biggest moments in pro wrestling history. Whether you love AEW or not, that was one of the biggest moments in pro wrestling history. And it's sullied by that.
Yeah. And that to me is what separates the premier from the secondary. And they did a great job, but it's so disappointing. But at the end of the day, I said it, we've both said it over the last little bit. I don't care. I don't care who's mad at Punk. I don't care who's mad at the Bucks. I just want to enjoy the fucking wrestling. I'm so sick of the bullshit. Just get over it.
But that's the thing, is that's what's really let this fester, is that Tony's not somebody that's going to be like, I don't give a shit if you guys fucking break real glass over each other's heads out in the parking lot. You're not going to do this on my fucking dime and on my show, fuck up my television, fuck up my big moment. I don't care. Like you said, it's getting to that point of, I don't care who's right and who's wrong. Y'all need to just go fucking settle it and be done with it.
Yeah. And just go, you know what? We weren't, yes, we can do this. And we're going to do what's best for business. And I honestly do believe, Nick, that that's what stopped All In from being like, I will never forget that show as far as the content goes. I think the infighting, if you could have had a CMFTR versus the Elite fucking match, or if you could have had Kenny versus
halfway with your point though, because I see a bit where you're going. If you would have had that match there, you have to have the initial infighting to then get to that point. So you have to honey dip into the infighting.
Yeah, but I think once you had the infighting, you had to find a way to turn it into money, and they haven't done that yet. It just continues to, like you said, fester.
Yeah.
But let's see what else. We can't talk about Punk all night. Maybe we could. With them being faces of Payback poster, how does WWE book the rest of JD for Payback? It's a very good question. I have no idea. And Paybacks, again, I'm not like jumping up and down for Payback. I don't know if you are.
Well, I can run down the card right now, actually, real quick if you want to. We've got Becky versus Trish in a steel cage match. We've got Seth versus Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm kind of getting really behind that.
Yeah,
so I'm with that. Pretty good. We've got Rhea versus Raquel. I mean, I'm here for it. Ray versus Austin Theory, I feel like I've seen a few times. I feel like I've seen that a little bit. And then we've got LA Knight versus The Miz. Yeah. So we've still only got 5 matches. It's the go-home week, so I'm sure we're probably going to get 1 or 2 potentially added tonight or Friday, or both.
Yeah, we're going to get something, I imagine.
But how is it such a juxtaposition that All In has 11 matches and Payback has 5?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been, for quite a while now, we've seen that. Nothing on the pre-show. You get your 6, 7 matches, maybe 8 on a bigger card, but very conservative. They want, I think it's trying to give us quality over quantity, not rushing matches, not stomping on matches, but trying to give us decent matches.
Right. A-Town, what up? Where does Tyrus go now? He goes to Fox News because he retired.
I thought you said Fox News, and I was like,
yeah, okay. He goes to, it's kind of that, but yeah, he goes to Fox News.
I was gonna send you a clip last night, but it was late.
Oh, are you talking about when he went off the rope and everything like that?
And then people asked us why we didn't tune into NWA. That was your main event.
The best comment I've heard is a dude on Twitter that said, "I could run the ropes better than Tyrus, and I'm in a wheelchair."
Amen.
And even like I saw like Tony Deppen fucking responding to it and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I'm like, Dad, all that. Like, it was just so hilarious. That was just the meme that keeps on giving. And I just had so many people that were like, we're getting thank you Tyrus chants. What level of hell are we in right now?
That's it. And I know people asked us, like, we covered All In. We came back for Emergence. I enjoyed Emergence a lot last night. And there's no way I was like staying awake or paying attention to that fucking atrocity.
I literally watched EC3 have to sit and take a spot on, like, post up on a chair in the center of the ring while Tyrus's gassed ass tried to get his second or third or fourth or fifth win.
Oh my God, he was just trying to get a hit. I think it might have been his first win. He hadn't found it yet. Fuck.
Does he have a win? Do we know if he has a win?
He was gassed when he put his boots on.
Who was more gas, Chris Jericho or Tyrus?
Listen, you know what? I'll give
Jericho
some love on this one.
You give the Canadian Devil his due.
Tyrus looked like a hippopotamus trying to wrestle.
Hungry hippo.
hungry hippo, right? Like, look like you know, no, it's just, man, if you can't do it, don't do it. And then you got Billy Corgan talking to guys like Chris Van Zant, yeah.
You mean Van Fleet?
Van Fleet, yeah. There you go. I'm getting my.
You're getting fucking Stevie Van Zandt and Chris Van Fleet mixed together.
But he's going on interviews and he's saying things like, "Oh, well, I think NWA is going to be the third big company. Like we're dude, have you been paying attention what you've done to this company in 2023? We have." And
when we tune to Emergence and people are already saying, hey, this is going to be potentially a better card than All In and a better pay-per-view than All In, I think you're losing that race, Billy.
Right. We will see a different tribute for Wyatt tonight of the same from Friday. WWE will continue. That's an interesting one, Nick. That's an interesting topic that's been out there.
I think we'll get a different one because I think we might get just more of a bit of a smaller one. We'll still probably get some references to it throughout the show and everything. I mean, even we're still running the throwback. Well, no, I'm saying even we're doing, still kind of running stuff for a hot minute. So I think we'll probably get a smaller one. But yeah, I forgot where I was going at the end there.
Sorry, I think I distracted you with all my nonsense.
No, you're fine. I was going to actually mention a different a secondary point, though, with the whole Punk situation. I don't like the whole narrative, though, that he's the cancer of the locker room or anything like that. It's oil and water, and Tony didn't do well enough to fucking either get them to fucking mix together or keep them separate.
Back to he's got all the ingredients. He just doesn't want to put the fucking recipe together, and that's facts. And to your point about that is, it's not him. It's not just him. He might be too dumb to shut his mouth at times, or maybe too proud. And he lets that get in the way.
Pride cometh before a fall.
Exactly. Beautiful. But again, I've said it before, and I've stood by Punk in this because I believe Punk is one of the biggest draws. He gets one of the biggest reactions in that company. We saw it in the opening match. Him and Joe were golden, and they played that crowd perfectly, even though half the crowd's booing him, half the crowd's cheering him.
Could it just be, though, it's simple as this, is that the two times that it's really come down to this, and I know you can depend, if you want to try and defend Jack Perry having to use real glass and everything like that, or everything that Hangman came out there and said in that promo, I mean, you do you, boo-boo. But it's both times that he's really popped off in a situation. We've gotten ourselves down this road. He was provoked, and there was someone going at him. He was not the aggressor in the situation. Okay. He's just finished the situation.
Well, and listen, let's be realistic. And this might transcend wrestling a little, but in 2023, people are very used to running their fucking mouth and no consequences. It's not like the good old days. So they go bursting in a locker room thinking they're going to give a man a piece of his mind, but he's a grown-ass man and he whooped your ass. And now you're mad that you took the ass whooping. Well, sometimes you shouldn't put your fucking head in the bear trap. You might get snapped. And that's what I feel like happened. And same thing with Jack Perry. Well, he choked me. Well, you got in his face. You ran your gib. Now, again, not excusing his choices, punks. But I don't want to hear whining from the people that are starting the fight.
It's just so interesting and still so fitting and so, I guess, unintentionally ironic that All Out, it happens after the show. All In, it happens during the show. Literally, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, go ahead.
When does this spill into something that actually happens in the ring or something that is visible, a parking lot or something like that? When
I think it'll be
when Tony has to pull shoot.
That's the thing, is it's really it comes down to when is Tony's not up or shut up point at this hour. It's one of those of you can't let this keep going on one way or the other. Whichever side you want to be on, Tony, make your fucking choice, or actually be an adult and just put an end to it.
Yeah.
But you need to do something at this point.
You got to do something. And again, doesn't matter who's right or wrong, you got to solve it. And if it makes the locker room more kumbaya, yeah, then you got to axe what you got to axe. It's just the way it is. And again, trying to make sense of it all. And part of me hopes that somehow this spills into an all-out match. But again, none of that's ever come to fruition.
I pitched that on our all-in stream and everything, as we're about 2 minutes away from Raw kicking off. I said, no, use this. How you could have used the Bucks and Kenny situation, everything like that. Use this to fucking make some money at All Out.
Yeah. Now Tony's been on the record a few times as saying, well, some locker room drama is good for business. Not if you can't book it in the ring, bro. Not if you can't get them to sell the controversy. You need to get them out there together.
Absolutely. But I'll run through these last couple comments as we're about to kick off with Monday Night Raw. Gilly, what up? They're both suspended. Yes, they are. Allegedly, supposedly.
Right.
Is a suspension ever truly real in pro wrestling?
No. I can't imagine Punk sitting out of All Out. I imagine that could be the end of Punk. Oh wait, I can't wrestle it All Out. I'm done. Fuck you guys.
And even Tony, that's such a shooting yourself in the foot moment. You're going to be your draw. You have the biggest guy, especially in Chicago, lined up as a world champion, as you've proclaimed on your show. And you're not going to have him wrestle in Chicago on a pay-per-view? Okay, bud.
Doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
But yeah, I mean, chat, by the way, I know Nick and I are rambling through. We will get to as many as we can. Do not forget the super chat, the super stickers. I got the aggressive in nature warning up on my screen right now.
That's fine. Nick. I had two people aggressively kissing on Chicago Fire, so we're both aggressive.
Let me know when you get then, sir. We'll sync up. But folks, make sure you strap in, strap on if we haven't. That is Big Nick. I am KJ. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We are the fastest growing wrestling channel out there. And we are doing our thing. We are rolling. It's a lot of fun. We appreciate everyone being here yesterday for all the craziness. And we got more all week long. We're going through the entire weekend, Saturday and Sunday, back-to-back pay-per-views. We're spoiled, my friends. Or
just a wee bit. As we are getting in memory of Terry Funk and Wyndham Rotunda, we're getting that visual pulled up there as well. Hey, go.
Yeah. Still getting the hair on my arms stood up.
Hey, I mean, if there's something in the WWE universe that's going to get you feeling happy coming out of the gate, it's Sami Zayn coming out of on Monday Night Raw right now.
Let's start it with some happy-go-lucky ginger.
Yeah, pause. Some little sing-songy. But we're getting Sami in a match.
Dale giving a shout-out to Damien, by the way, saying congrats. Yes, our new prediction champion, one of the OGs of this channel, Damien, picks up the W. I told everyone it was like the Money in the Bank. So we had the winner of the prediction championship and Damien with Emergence last night. That was his cash-in. It was the Money in the Bank. He stole it.
Well, you had the vet taking it from the vet on the channel and everything. You had Dale, the leader of, the prediction tribe versus the leader of the Hopium tribe. You had a war-on-war
conflict. There you go.
There. But yeah, no, we still have yet to have a retaining champion going from pay-per-view to pay-per-view.
It's hard to do, man. It's hard to do.
Just a bit.
What's up? Robert loved All In, and I saw Robert said it was I don't think it was AEW's best pay-per-view of the year.
No.
If you guys, if everybody zoomed in on just the ring and just watched the ring for the night, or just focus on the matches, forget the glitz and glamour. If it was done, if the pay-per-view was in Pittsburgh, would you feel the same way?
Fair enough, as I'm getting a member of the Judgment Day coming out right now. But I had this question kind of pop up on my feed quite a bit. Which was better, though, this year? WrestleMania 39 or All In?
I enjoyed WrestleMania 39 better.
And I know it's comparing a 2-night event to a one-night event.
I enjoyed night one.
Pick a specific night.
I enjoyed night one better than night two, and I enjoyed night one better than I enjoyed All In. Unbiased, just there was more pops, more fun. I think more memorable matches.
Is it because a bit of WWE's been there before, so they know how to conduct themselves in an environment like that?
Yeah, plus they you get, we got KO and Sammy versus the Usos with a huge story.
You had year-long story builds and everything too. So
right, so yeah, we got some good stuff, but the Bucks and the FTR didn't feel like it. It felt before. It felt a little flat. It wasn't their best match against each other. That's where I just feel like it. And again, people get mad at me for saying this, but not one of the matches last night. And Richard, you can let me know. Name a match from last night's card that would be considered for match of the year so far. I can't think of one.
Right. Yeah, well, I think we've talked about that. Small Mark says, Cheerio, gents. Well, we're getting Damian Priest versus Sami Zayn. So speaking of predictions, folks, you can give us your predictions in the chat. Who you're taking, whether you're taking Damian or Small Mark, whether you're taking the reigning, defending predictions champion, Damian, versus Sami Zayn.
Right.
So at Payback, we're getting an undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. Player, holla. Sammy and KO versus Priest and Balor.
Very interesting.
Interessant. Now, we just saw two people we didn't think would win the tag team champions, win a pair of tag team champions. Could we see it again at Payback?
Yes, we could.
Did it take you a minute to remember who I was talking about?
Yeah, no, I was just like, could it happen? Could they do the same thing? Yeah, maybe. You're not wrong. It'll be. I truly think this is just so Judgment Day can fall apart some more. So not likely, but we'll see.
We'll see. It could be it could still be used as dissension. We didn't think that we were going to get MJF and Adam Cole winning Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. So now we're going to get MJF. I'm better than you on Ring of Honor.
Yep.
Reason. If there's a way, Tony's a fucking genius right there. Because if there's a way to get people to tune into a fucking Thursday for Ring of Honor, you tell them MJF and Adam Cole are going to be on there defending the Ring of Honor tag team titles, and everybody's going to be subscribing to Honor Club.
Yeah, and that's
genius.
That sounds genius. Except we know what's going to happen. They will be having Ring of Honor tag matches on Dynamite.
Yes, I know.
So genius begotten, but that would be genius. I mean, to take a book out of NXT. Oh yeah, you want to send Dom down to NXT? We'll show you.
Right, we're gonna send our world champion to Ring of Honor.
Oh,
Todd, what up? Hey y'all, Payback coming up. Yes, this is the go home Monday Night Raw for Payback.
And Damian control is Sammy right now. So, and a big announcement if you guys haven't heard it yet, we get Damian and Finn taking on Sammy and KO for the undisputed tag championship
at Payback.
Payback.
Steve G, what up? Andy's saying Priest wins. Sami Zayn for the win. Someone's going one-on-one with the Undertaker.
Undies Taker.
Holla. Is there a Ring of Honor pay-per-view coming up? Ooh.
No.
I don't think they announced them. They just kind of decide they're going to do one.
There is one. Like, is it Super Card of Honor?
Moonsault on the outside from Zayn on a Damian.
Let me check. I think there is a fall one.
Is it Quake at the Lake 2, Electric Boogaloo?
Right.
Terrence, does anyone know what happened to Kelly Klein? No. Imagine the heat Jack Perry could get it all out. Yes.
Yes.
You should lean into the crybaby angle for his real life personality. Yes.
Yes.
You would get people throwing glass bottles at this fucking man.
Yeah, we'll show you real glass.
Hey, you want some real glass? I got your real glass for you, asshole.
Right. No, I mean, I completely agree with that, but I actually don't see anything. I thought there was a fall Ring of Honor pay-per-view coming up. Fact checkers, let me know.
Well, like I said, it's normally they just kind of announce it when they want to. We've had Death Before Dishonor and Supercard of Honor. Those really seem to be the main two that they run.
Right. See money. What's up, Victor?
Balor and Priest implode.
Yeah, very enough.
The spooky goth powers, implode instead of the mega powers.
Right.
The gothy powers.
Never fear, Larry's here. Damien's still in control of Sammy, guys. Right. Sammy wins. Damien wins.
Larry will protect us from the CM Punk, the bad man. He'll protect us from the bad man Punk.
Right.
That's why we never fear when he's here.
Well, I mean, wouldn't the smart thing to do is, you know what? Tony loves Punk. We can't get rid of him. Let's just leave him alone. And none of us will get choked or punched or anything.
It's amazing to me of how most of these people are honestly, outside of maybe Jack Perry, or at this point, I could even say my elder statesman a little bit and everything. These are grown men in their 30s, 40s, damn near pushing their 50s and everything, fighting like fucking high school fucking children publicly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, exactly, Nick. Like publicly fighting like kids. It's insane. Yeah, interesting. I thought the best part of All In was its timing. Good show. I would pay for it again. Everything got proper time, and at the same time didn't run 4 hours. I will say I agree with that, Dave. It went by pretty fast.
Touche. It did also go 5 hours, but that's neither here nor there. Right. If Tony did more Sunday afternoon pay-per-views, I'm way more down to watch an AEW pay-per-view than I am at starting at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, knowing I got 6+ hours looking down the pipe at me.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, I do like those afternoon ones. You have a good amount of energy.
We like brunch with the boys.
Right? Yeah, we're good with that.
Right.
Can we switch the two this weekend to morning?
Well, yeah. Can we move all out to all sunrise? I guess all breaking dawn.
Right.
All rise instead of all out.
Right, folks. We are in our first commercial break. I think maybe second.
Yes. No, first, as we're 10 minutes in from the actual show. We forget we go a half hour early.
Yeah. So we are in a commercial break. Sammy and Damian Priest still going toe to toe right now. Nick and I are going to try and catch up on these this chat message or your chat messages. Remember, it's busy as shit. So if you want to stand out, make sure you use those super chat, use that super sticker. Make sure we don't miss you, but we're going to do our best. And please don't get.
And if you couldn't tell by the language we use, our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is
right.
This man out here is busy as shit.
It is crazy. Like,
there's so much to talk about. Well, we still haven't even talked about that. We're kind of getting halfway full time, dude.
We haven't talked about Cena.
Yeah, we're getting the 7 weeks of Cena.
Right. The autumn of Cena.
Normally you have like the 3 months of summer. We're getting the 7 weeks of Cena.
Right, man.
Because this man pointed at the head, looked smart, and realized, hey, the Screen Actors Guild and everybody's on strike. I can go to pro wrestling and kind of do pretty much the same fucking thing. I may take a few bumps. If I have a match, I think he might just be there for promos and cutting people down and just pop up every now and then.
Yeah.
Do you think he has a match in those 7 weeks?
Yes.
Against who?
I don't know.
The India one, but beyond that.
I don't know. If you're going to have him for 7 weeks, you might as well have him fight somebody at some point.
I think you could have one or two.
Right? Like, you have an option.
On the weeks Roman's off?
Yeah.
Maybe let the bloodline story breathe a little more. You, Cena?
Maybe.
But then does that cool down the bloodline? Does Cena take a... Do we build to a Roman Cena 2, 3, 4,
Run
5.
Roman Cena for 7 weeks.
You got time to do it.
You do.
You got no. There's no better time than the present. You could have just had a jort wearing rainbow Skittle Fruit Loop looking ass superhero just drop into your lap for 7 weeks. That's gonna do nothing but draw you money.
Right? No, absolutely, absolutely, Nick. Sorry.
Right, I was gonna say you got to unify the bloodline now because we got to take on goddamn John Cena.
Right?
John Cena.
You bring them all back together for that? I don't know, because again, it's just. Do I think they do that? No, like somebody said Waller. I don't know how well that works.
Ugh. I mean, it'd be him theory. That's really what it would be. And then I think you'd really see a lot more of Waller getting potentially exposed. It'd be really to see how they do on the mic, because that's what it's mostly going to be, is on the stick. Pause. Powerbomb for a 2 count as we're back from action here.
We're back. We are rolling. Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked that he's doing 7 weeks, but I do 100% think the strike is a big factor, and he'll take a payday while he's doing it for sure.
Oh, 100%. That man's getting that good money. Maybe not that Peacemaker money, but you're at least getting enough money you can throw on a jorts and some armbands every now and then.
Wrestling podcasts have done harm to the business. Everyone shooting, breaking kayfabe, and stirring the dirt creates rumors and drama. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. We can't necessarily blame wrestling podcasts. We can't, because there's shit that exists before that. And maybe I'm defending, we're part of that collegiate. And I don't want to.
Well, it depends on which way you want to look at it. As I've got Sammy going flying with a senton on the outside on the Damien. Don't tell me we're already going into another commercial. But it depends on which way you want to look at it, because that's the thing is Roman can still kind of, I feel, halfway work in between shooting kayfabe, excuse me. MJF 100% for sure can bounce back and forth between shooting kayfabe and everything, and it's still compelling, it's still intriguing, it still gets you going 100%. So I think it's that mixed with a lot of people who already aren't good at cutting promos, and now you have nothing but room to talk. You're really just gonna expose
Thunderbomb!
What?
Blue Thunderbomb, Nick. We get a 2 count.
Made me think we got a 3 count the way you pop.
There you go. But yeah, like you were saying, man. I mean, listen. Are we giving too much away? Yeah. There's too many things being reported? I don't give a shit about that. We don't need to know. Yeah. But I also blame the wrestling business. I mean, we talk about the WWE pulling back that curtain and kind of burying their own kayfabe. But the drama, the rumors, the bullshit, I mean, that has become more of the sport than just as much as what's happening in the ring and such. So
it's nothing new. It's just been exacerbated lately.
Yeah, and the internet's a mofo.
Well, that's the thing, is Twitter has been a fucking match to gasoline when it comes to dirt sheet rumors and speculation.
And then again, you exacerbate the tribalism, and that's why. And I mean, Mark, to your point where it hurts.
Oh, it's part of suplex in the corner. Sorry.
Nice, but there's a lot of good podcasts out there, and we like to be one of them that combats that tribalism, goes against the tribalism, that lets everybody debate.
JD!
Hey, GD's here,
and not Jack Daniels. JD McDonough out here causing the distraction.
There you go.
South of Heaven, 1, 2, 3, as Damien picks up the win.
Priest just takes out Sami Zayn. Damn.
I'm still so interested where they're going with this whole JD thing. I feel like I keep trying to predict that they're going to split him and Finn off as a separate tag team and all of that, as now he's raising Damien's hand as he rips it away. So, but always shoves him to the ground. So maybe I was right.
That's a big death, probably.
Yeah.
If they're both in the building.
Well, you had everybody for the longest time. The second JD got called up, they're gonna put him with JD. They're gonna put him with Judgment Day. They're gonna move him in. He's good. He's buddies with Finn. He'll be in there.
Oh,
that's why you paused for a second. You had to pee, also you had to get your doppelganger to show up in the ring,
right? And then Finn's gonna show up, and the next segment's gonna be the next match.
KO versus Finn. I mean, I'm here for it. Is that when you're gonna have to take a pause for the cause because you're gonna be in the ring there too as well, sir?
Right? KO looking good, man. Get a haircut, looking fresh.
Oh, he's trimmed down a bit. 100%. This man. And he's still got the Wyndham armband.
Absolutely. The Haluva, JD out, but I mean, still,
Damien just walks off. Sorry.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I'm very curious to see how this plays out and how JD works into this. I don't know. I'm not convinced yet that it's a slam dunk that they're just, we'll just get rid of JD. We'll get rid of Damien and move on. I don't know. We'll get rid of Finn and move on.
To the theory they get rid of Finn and then they go about.
That's what I mean. Sorry, and I meant to say Finn.
No, that's fine. It's still so weird seeing Wade Barrett and Michael Cole on Monday Night Raw. I'm like, wait, am I watching the right? What's happening with my brain with the vitamins?
Right. Want to know? KO says Victor Keyshawn Priest going to start respecting JD. Not today. Not yet.
Right.
Juan, how you doing? WWE should have been more concerned about Bray Wyatt's health. We don't know that, and I disagree.
I'm not even going to speculate that. I think if that's what you're focused on and everything like that, and you think that they were somehow negligent with that, you think that they're or anything like that, like my brain can't even wrap itself around that much stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't subscribe to that. And again, that would be speculation at best. We don't know. From what I understand is he's been at home. He's been trying to recover. He actually was on the verge of apparently being recovered and coming back. And, tragically, that's not the case. And we don't know what happened. And I don't think there's a responsibility.
I don't even know if I really want to fully acknowledge the story. What's been reported is that he passed in his sleep. I don't even think that we ever needed to know that.
No. And again, it's speculation. I don't know the source of that one. So sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to mention, I don't know if you saw this because, I mean, American football is not a big thing in Canada, but WWE also now has a deal with the NFL to do legacy team championships. And of course, guess who was the first one out of that motherfucker? The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Sold out. The Jaguars sold out. Coinky or what? Now, there's one of two theories. One, they only made like one of them and then like bought it themselves so there wouldn't be any there. Or two, somebody from the other camp bought all of them. Day one.
Oh, I didn't know that they had actually technically sold out. I thought
that's how it's listed. It was Jacksonville sold out. They're apparently getting more. There's more on the way.
Oh, see, I hadn't heard that.
I don't know what the number of
Jacksonville had pulled their involvement from it.
No, that's not the report I heard.
No, that's fine. Either way, it's still just interesting that it really
actually sold out.
But it's still just that this is the way we're going to run with this now. That now this is not just a pro wrestling thing. Now we're getting NFL teams involved.
First ever merchandising deal between the two companies, which is big. Again, we talk about how big and how successful WWE has been in 2023. They're now a part of Endeavor. They're aligned with the UFC. Now they're in bed with the NFL. This is a monster, bro.
Imagine, though, still, like, think about it. Vince McMahon started the XFL to go against the NFL, has now flipped the XFL to Dwayne, his former pro wrestler that he employed and probably still kind of does employ, who's now become one of the biggest Hollywood action stars. And now Vince is in bed and doing business with the NFL.
Yeah,
who is taking shots. It's so weird. If you,
I just like to hear that like phone call, like
you go down the rabbit hole. How far this connects together.
Tony just sitting in his office. It's like, hi Tony, there's a call for you. Line 1 says it's the game. Tony
says he's Vince. It says VK. How you doing, pal? So I just merged with the NFL here, so I can't wait to be selling WWE Jacksonville Jaguars championships.
Right. Some washed up has-been says all Vince season JD and Finn are vanilla midgets.
Well, that's good because Vince is in charge of creating, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Well,
him and Kevin Nash can have their shitty opinions elsewhere.
You know what? And I fully agree that that's probably how Vince sees them. But in 2023, where we're at right now with this roster, I mean, even if they're a tag team, they're worth a watch.
Right. Want to know?
Not gonna lie. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just clicking on
big
if
things
you
popping.
were saying big things popping, little things stopping, 100%. So absolutely, I'll take this time as we got 60 people or so watching this. As we're in commercial break 2, 3. Right now, 100%. If you haven't done so, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. I know we're still trying to get through all the chat. We got the super chats, the super stickers. Be a member. We got the merch store. We got anything and everything for your pro wrestling needs, folks. Tazawa getting more TV time than half of AEW's roster.
Drew McIntyre. We got the Mick
He's got a picture of Drew and bro tights. Now,
Mick Riddle is the best name.
Shout out. It's so funny because I saw Drew put a tweet out asking for people to pick a name, and the top one was Mick Riddle, and it was before WWE put it out there. So it's like they just took that man's idea.
Right? Mick Riddle is the best one.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm smoking it.
Bye.
Where's MVP now? Chilling. I don't know what to tell you, Steve G.
Yeah, wow. So interesting. We haven't seen really Omos since what? WrestleMania?
Yep.
Shit. That's been 4 months. That's almost half a year. We haven't seen Omos.
He's a spectacle.
True.
Right? When you bring him back, he comes in for a month, maybe 2, does a little bit of an angle to a pay-per-view. Someone's got to take down the giant, then he goes away again.
That is actually not a bad show, but I feel like you have him come back and he kind of jobs some people out first before you get there? Yeah.
But right now, Cole's throwing to, oh no, we're talking about Raquel and Rhea. Yeah, there he goes. He throws to the video package. Coming up at Payback.
All right. James saying WWE sends a title belt to Super Bowl champs every year, and now with an official deal between the two, what happens if the Jags win a Super Bowl?
Send him a belt.
Would someone wear the WWE? Well, that's now. See, it'll at least be just very much the Jaguars thing versus before it was just literally the WWE logo with the team side plates.
Has AEW started sending their belts to teams? Is that a thing that they've done?
No.
Yeah, because it would be really funny. But I would still send them one. Why wouldn't you? Send them one. Fuck it. Congrats. Send them a big WWE logo. Great.
You realize right now how much the fucking light bulb just clicked on in Tony Khan's head if he's tuning in to any bit of this right now.
Right?
Some AEW right now in Jacksonville is just like, hey, boss, I got this new idea. I got this
new idea. Can we start doing it? Can we have, you're in the NFL. We can at least make the Jacksonville belt.
Or if they said, if you do it through the UK, if you really want to say, fuck you, Vince, fine. You can have the US market. I'll take the international. He sends it to all the other football clubs and everything like that.
Sending his soccer clubs
sends an AW championship. I mean, shit.
Right? The cricket world champions, the rugby world champions.
Literally, that's the first other sport that was on my mind was cricket. We had the cricket paddle yesterday too, by the way.
Yeah.
We had no baseball bat. We had a cricket paddle.
McGriddle for McTitles. I thought that said McTitle. Yeah, okay, titles.
It literally took me till now. Yeah, because I think that's probably the second time we clicked on Rocco to get his profile picture. Because this man keeps popping me with these.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he was saying before how he was excited about Payback, and it's a man with a pay logo on his back. So I was like, my guy, I like the going for it.
It's become a thing. Corey says, found you guys yesterday and watched the entire AEW live stream and enjoyed it. Thank you. That was a trek. Just subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. Nick always says, give us 30 seconds, we'll make you a fan for life.
Absolutely. We're a fucking, like MJF said, we're an island of misfit toys. But goddamn it, if we can't make this motherfucker float.
Yeah. SmackDown tribute to Bray and Terry Funk draws best rating since 2022. Doesn't shock me.
I love it and I hate it in the same breath at the same time. I get why, and I also hate the reason why.
Yeah.
Because it took the loss.
Yeah, it's that old story, Nick. It's, bad times bring people together, which is unfortunate. But you knew everybody. It wasn't like this was a guy that touched everybody, and so you knew everybody was going to take a look. What is this video package?
I don't know. I have a Peloton ad, I think, or something.
Payback.
Yeah, see, Peloton. I got fucking exercise equipment. Apparently, my TV is telling me I'm a fat ass.
Jags are never going to win the Super Bowl, so they don't.
They want me to go from big to slim, Nick.
If the Jacksonville Jaguars ever win the Super Bowl, Nick will shave his beard off.
What the? No, you're not putting that on me, sir. No, sir.
Dude, they're never going to do it.
You don't know.
Well,
do you have the NFL scripts? And by the way, that is a whole thing that has people halfway convinced that the NFL has scripts.
Yes. It's the funniest shit.
I'll tell you what, though, if the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl, I'll try and find a way to have them come on here with my fucking beard, blue, red, and white down the center.
There you go. Compromise.
Yeah, this ain't going away. My wife won't recognize me.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I was just trying to point out that they're never going to do it, but I guess you're not that.
I know. But
Nick's like, never say never, bitch.
Right, exactly. You don't gamble with that.
Friendship is more important than booking.
What is the AW philosophy for 500, Keyshawn?
Amen. Yeah, that's exactly it, and that's been the hindrance.
Right.
The Intercontinental Champion should have gone up against Roman Reigns by now. No. Why would that happen?
Because they're on different shows.
Not even that.
Well, no, it's still, you got to let this reign roll out.
Pun intended.
Exactly. Oh, 100%. Even if I backslid into it, you'll never know.
But yeah, no, I mean, Gunther has done his thing. He's about to break this record. I believe he's 8 days away now, or 9. Technically, we've made it. We're almost at Tuesday. So 8 days. So 1 week from now. Now, the drop the belt watch begins after that record gets broken, Nick.
Yeah. There's people that have called that Roman versus Gunther or Roman versus Seth could have been the next feud whenever he drops the belt. So
Roman Seth?
No, Gunther versus going either.
Oh, I see.
Sorry, the vitamins fucked up my words.
Listen, I love the idea of Gunther going after Seth. I think it would be a great storyline. And I could actually see Gunther being the champion. Him doing this shit where he stands on the tables and, dude, he's got something going right now.
Would you rather see Gunther versus Seth or Gunther versus Nakamura?
Seth? Oh, look, it's so dramatic with John Cena.
He's Captain America, motherfucker. This is one of the wrestling Avengers coming back.
He's legit the JC of wrestling.
In nome de patria,
he is, right? Am I wrong?
Fucking, it took me a minute with the layers.
That joke got layers
from my mind. It took me a minute with the layers.
Oh.
Well, I like this. Well, hold on. Oh, the man is here getting ready for the main event. Then,
yeah.
Nick, the NFL don't have scripts, but Vegas runs sports. Well, who do you think built Vegas, my guy?
Script writers?
No, the Italians.
I'm just fucking with
the fucking mob.
Mob. Okay.
I'll take Nick's spot on the other belt. So Mike is guessing or is betting his beard against, the Jacksonville Jaguars winning a championship.
LA Knight back on Raw, doing double duty, bro. Fuck.
No, Bro.
Oh my God.
It's the LA Miz or the Mike Knight.
You know what though? Not far off. Holy
Bro,
shit.
I thought you had a double take there for a second. I was like, wait, no, did this man just accidentally think the Miz was LA?
No, well, the music hit, and then all I saw was the vest, and I'm like looking at here, and I'm watching out of my peripheral.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, it looked like him. Good job, Miz. It got me.
Right.
You bastard.
Who's ready to lose to me in Nick's fantasy league? I'm going to draft the best team ever. Well, it's not my league. It's the channel's league.
Yeah. He running it,
what
folks. I'm busy.
I'm the Roger Goodell of it, motherfuckers.
There you go.
I still work for the NFL, but I'm Roger Goodell.
And sorry, Joe. I don't lose.
This man's gonna start drafting NHL players and be like, well, he scored 3 goals. That counts as fucking like 4 touchdowns, right?
Listen, motherfucker.
Yeah. Let me talk to you. Yeah.
I hope my Canadian ass wins this fucking fantasy football league.
CFL, I don't think they're eligible. If you take a
they're
CFL
not.
quarterback in the first round, I swear to fuck.
Shit. Right? No Rough Riders, eh?
No. Alouettes, even, no, none of that. No Calgary Stampede, no nothing.
We're good.
No Johnny Manziel, no Ricky Williams out there just because he
Johnny Manziel was the funniest
trees.
reclamation project that never figured itself out.
Bro, his documentary's kind of just sad.
They came here and they were like, I'm gonna rip up the Canadians, and we were like fuck you are.
No, he just got wasted in Canada.
Yeah, it's a good place to do it.
Boom is. Yeah.
Man, we need the dummy button.
The Miz looks smaller as shit though compared to LA Knight though. This is so funny. It's like when your little brother imitates you as like the big brother.
Yeah. Who is this is one of my favorite questions ever asked on stream. Which is the better Rough Rider? Ottawa
or Saskatchewan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had an 8-team league and we still couldn't figure out an 8th name, so we ran Rough Riders up the pole twice.
Wait, what the fuck?
Ottawa and Saskatchewan were the Rough Riders. Now it's Ottawa Renegades because even they.
So you had a Brokeback Mountain in the CFL? You had a lot of rough riding.
A lot of rough riding in Canada. But Saskatchewan, because they lasted longer. Ottawa became the Renegades, so they failed. And this is amazing by Miz, and the crowd's with him. Even Dale says it's funny.
He just dumps an LA Knight shirt into the fucking.
Where do you want me to throw it?
Just throws it at the fucking floor. Is this Miz halfway kind of tapping into a little bit of him with Dan O'Brien?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you fucking quit and all of that.
Yeah, no, you're right, 100%. And why they got him booked up against the Miz is exactly what you hear in that building right now. LA Knight. That's why the Miz is the guy to do the job.
He's a enhancement talent to the stars, but he's got enough mic skills that he'll help you get over.
He's a phenomenal fucking promo. Like, he is eating LA alive right now.
Bro, that's how he got his job.
Yeah.
In fucking real world. Speaking of real world champions, that's the real world champion right there.
Yeah. I saw an Edmonton Elks fan wearing a t-shirt that said, I'm an alcoholic.
Yes, I want that now.
Right. The folks in Western Canada really take the CFL seriously. Toronto, not so much. Hamilton's got a good following. But the West Coast loves, like, the Saskatchewan. Man, they fucking breathe. Like, they were up here for the Grey Cup, and they fucking got in trouble for riding a horse through a lobby of a hotel and shit.
What?
Good.
What are they fucking
It's True Lies in Arnold.
No, I was like, were they Marty Jannetty? I don't know why I was literally struggling with the name Marty Jannetty. I just kept wanting to go to party with Marty. Type of shit. Yeah, is it fucking Marty Jannetty to where he's just riding the fucking the motorcycle?
Right.
Yeah. And they have footage of it. But no, around me where I grew up, it was fucking Canadian college hockey, I should say. Sorry,
Yeah,
most of them were Canadian, but it's college hockey by me.
Frozen 4, buddy.
Fun fact: we had. Oh yeah, absolutely. I have two D1 schools by me.
Sorry, I just want to let the fans know that Miz did wrap up the promo. It was a solid promo. Ends it with M-I-Z. Yeah, it was good. Now we're back to Michael Cole, but Miz came out.
Got the LA night or the LA glasses on.
Right? Oh, he got the glasses. That's funny as shit.
Oh, as we're replaying the badass video package of Nakamura from last week. But no, I was going to tie in how we were talking about hockey, and never mind. I was just going to mention the Danbury Trashers all up. I want a Danbury Trashers jersey. Because we were talking about Johnny Manziel and how his documentary was on Untold. There we go.
There you go.
Fucking Lazy Susan. It'll come back.
All around goes around. Ricky.
Right. But yeah, if you haven't watched the Netflix documentary series Untold about the Danbury Trashers, you're missing out.
It's unreal. Oh, we got Seth looking all frumpy.
And it ties into WWE. Sorry.
You're really invested in this story.
Well, no, I was just like I said, it came back around, okay?
It all coming back.
Right. What in the name of crushed velvet is Seth Rollins wearing right now?
You're looking like an old couch.
Yeah, he looks like your grandmother's couch around Christmas time with this fucking minty, weird ass green color. Because I've got the New Day's AR entrance.
Right. Folks, let me know in the chat. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the return in the New Day. How do you feel about the New Day in 2023? That was a good segment and promo. I concur.
Right. Get Mario Day off my screen. I like it.
My only I just feel like I've been watching it for so long. It's my big problem, I think, with New Day. Y'all still here?
Are they kind of not, though, a little bit of how we always just kind of got, and I even do it before every show of ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we kind of got the New Age Outlaws for the longest time.
No, sorry, I was distracted by Tiffany. Tiffany Stratton tomorrow night. We will be live. A jam-packed night tomorrow night. And Nick, gotcha.
Absolutely, 100%. As well, KJ mentioned, we got the Tiffany Epiphany on the screen right now. As I'm also getting a hype-up video for ECU versus Michigan on Saturday. Because, we're back into college football, by the way. But Trevor's taking the New Day. Damien giving a thumbs up. So, I'm a fan that the New Day came back. Now I'm glad. And this is just I haven't seen Xavier with the braids really ever. So now I'm glad he went back to, natural hair and everything like that. But I'm glad that we're getting the New Day back, and it adds depth to the tag division that was very much lacking. Of the Viking Raiders were really one of the most used teams in that division, and it kind of bothered me just a little bit. That's why I'm hoping we still get DIY that comes back, which maybe we've had the missing posters going out for Johnny Gargano. Could we see him show up tonight to help Ciampa against big Bronson Reed, as they've made sure to announce that he's big, in case you couldn't tell. Buy him in commercial break number 3, 4. Where's Curtis? Let me know how many commercial breaks we're at now. New Day rocks. Yes, it does. New Day for the win. David saying the Saturday WWE house show was in a town 25 miles from me. Rollins closed the show asking for. Yeah, I did see everything about what Rollins did at the house show, and I think that's it's so interesting that he had that really touching tribute and had that moment. And especially because, think about it, he was outside of the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, the kind of feud with LA Knight. I mean, you had a little bit with Goldberg or whatever, but you really remember Bray versus Seth as the Fiend kind of feud. So obviously they worked well together, and they were fucking close together. Beyond just, I feel like those are guys that would just kind of hang out backstage anyways, if I had to guess. I think this is going to affect the wrestling world for quite a bit. And I still think and I still hold true that if the Wyatt family does not go into the Hall of Fame, which I think if just Bray Solo did, you get people that'll be mad that Brody did. But I think you kind of just do, if you're not, you could do just Bray. I still think you do the Wyatt family that goes into the Hall of Fame this year. Just, I understand you got Redbeard, who I'm glad that they brought him in on SmackDown for the memorial segment and everything like that and all of that. And that you had that moment between him and Braun. And I get that Braun's out there and we'll see what we get with Braun if and when he comes back. But at the same time, I think at this point, the real influence that group and those performers have had in that company in pro wrestling, I know granted WWE is more of just a WWE Hall of Fame, not a Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, but in that company, I think it'd be just opposed. It'd be all too fitting for them to go in. As I'm back from commercial break with, I've got New Day in the ring. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Pronounceable. What up? I think you're a new name, my guy. How you doing? How you doing? Commercial break number 3. Curtis, is it really that? Is it really only that? Has it only been that many? Are the vitamins taking that much effect? And speaking of vitamins, I've got Matt Riddle, go for bro, is this shirt, as he's still trying to pitch Drew coming out. If they ever do a live action Patrick Star, Matt Riddle 100% has to fucking be him as Drew coming out with the Bray armband as well. Oh, we don't still have it as a nameplate or anything for McGriddle, but maybe they're just wondering if everybody that's smoking the vitamins watching Riddle would actually start to get the munchies. But so we're going to have Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle watching along at ringside between the Viking Raiders and the New Day. So I'm assuming we're probably going to set up to a triple threat. Probably. Does it end up on the main card or does it end up on the pre-show? So far, we've only had one other match announced for Payback, and that was Sami and KO versus Damian and Finn. Bobby, what up? KJ Nick, did you see WWE shop commercial on the NFL Championship belts? Yes, we did. And we did talk about that at a bit of a length there. Can you imagine if -1's first feud in AW was to be against Christian Wright? Oh, no, I see where you went there. Because apparently if you don't have a dad, Christian just has a beef with you initially. Yeah, no, we don't need to go there. We don't need to touch on that. But I respect that game. What if negative? I don't even know if this is even could work in the age bracket here, but what if -1 and fucking Maxwell from fucking Matt Hardy end up either having a team or end up feuding together or something like that when it comes to AEW. A-Town, the Wyatt family going to the Hall of Fame next year, not this year. Ooh. So what makes you say next year, A-Town? I'll ask you that. What makes you say next year? Will we get Ray versus Santos down the line? Small mark, if you want to believe KJ and you think that that's the way we're going with that, and I kind of hope that they go with that, I'm fine with it. I want it to happen. I'm still worried if they're not gonna fumble the bag here, because it seems like every time they want to establish a new Latin American star, it always just seems to turn out to be Rey Mysterio or a new lucha star. Yeah, all right. So already KJ's filing in with his responsive, so he's 100% with your side. So as we've seen before, we'll probably have this out here when he comes back. But I've got Bell Ring right now on Viking Raiders versus New Day. I've got McGriddle. You have to rewind that back to tell if I said a difference between saying either one of those names. But I've got them at ringside, and Matt Riddle is taking notes on the back of his 8x10 of Drew McIntyre. King J Nation, what up, what up, what up? Bray Wyatt by himself. But then I get it, and I do. Trust me, I get it. But I think you'll get people that'll be upset that Brody isn't in. But then again, can you really bitch about it at that point? You don't need to be a Greg Hamilton and sit there and try to use Bray's passing as a way to try and get your fucking job back, which I saw, if anyone else saw, and I thought was just a very much read the room, know the fucking time and place. We talked about it even like with Collision of speaking of Jack Perry, of one of his many fumbles of to where they have a funeral segment to kick off Collision. Just read the room. As right now, Viking Raiders in control. I want to see Ray go heel for the second time in his life. No, I think LWO will go heel on him. Unfortunately, I don't think Bray is like an Eddie Guerrero. I don't think he had a Hall of Fame career, unfortunately, because of creative couldn't get out of their own way with him. So you're saying Bray Wyatt didn't earn a Hall of Fame spot, but Coco Beware did? But Tori Wilson did? Like, I get to the extent of how we always want to go. If you really have to, we want to all treat it like it's the NFL Hall of Fame and shit like that. Of you really got to earn your spot. If we're getting down to stats and brass tacks here, but at the same time, how much that man gave of us to just fucking enjoy. That you could still go back and watch. You could still probably do a whole series unraveling fucking hidden Easter eggs. Throughout the Firefly Funhouse and throughout all of Bray's whole career. I think that's part of why KJ half the time likes hiding the Easter eggs in all of our backgrounds and shit like that. Because the man's fucking pretty much graybeard Bray Wyatt. Yes, I can see you backstage, so I know you heard me. Could Bo Dallas and Howdy with Redbeard and Strowman work as a tribute faction for his family if his family was okay with it?
We talked about this pre-show, dude. It's a tough one.
How long do you let the sympathy act go before it's so cold and cynical to say, but it's got to run its course.
I agree, but at the same time, I mean, if to carry on some type of Howdy story or trying, I mean, I'm torn.
Create a new story spinning off of that. That's fine to an extent. You still have that breath behind it, but still, that's easier.
Yeah, it is a little bit, and I just feel like I'm torn because again, it will never be Bray. So whatever you do will fail, and so maybe it's best just to let it be. Now, if they do it in a way that, again, I think they're solid enough as pro wrestlers that they would have merit beyond the sympathy, but the sympathy would carry them for a while till they turn heel.
By the way, Kofi with like the X Factor, the kind of frog splashy cross body there, but it's that razor thin line of how much do you want to pay tribute and pay homage and pay respect and give somebody their due and still give them their credence versus you're now just a nostalgia act. You're relying just on the sympathy to carry it.
I think that's my argument, is that I don't think they would rely on the sympathy. I think it would be a good vaulting point for them. But I think at the end of the day, they could carry something. I don't know if I love the idea, though. I'm with you on that.
Well, that's the thing, though. But it's you still, like you even said, but it's not Bray.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's like watching a really good tribute band.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not what we've come to know and what we signed up for at the end of the day. I mean, I would love to see them find something for Bo Dallas regardless. And I'd probably prefer if he went his own direction.
Oh, absolutely. And I think at this point you just let this kind of go and let it breathe itself out here 100% because you had some people that were questioning of like, oh, I'm surprised Bo was there. It's like the man's still grieving. Like,
yeah,
let's give this shit some time to breathe out here.
Yeah, he was, with his family where he should have been. Like, and I get why he wasn't there. I mean, I believe initially we said the same thing about Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, I do believe it's Nick's turn to bounce. Yeah, as that little bubble pops up. So Nick's gonna roll on a pause for the cause. We are in a commercial break and we are rolling through Monday Night Raw. We're already into the second hour. Right now, we got the Viking Raiders in the ring against the New Day. The New Day were in complete control going into the break. We had wood standing on the table, so the energy in the building is good right now. Has Luke Birch been in here? Sorry, little one. It was my turn to watch him. Mick Riddle. Your thoughts on the Payback card? I believe it will be decent. Rocco. Maybe with everything else going on, we've been a little sidetracked or distracted. But me and Nick were kind of talking about it. At first, you were like, I don't know. I'm not really excited about Payback. And then we started kind of looking at the card like Seth and Nakamura should be a really good match. KO Sammy versus the Judgment Day should be a good match, even though we've kind of seen variations of it for quite a while now. But I mean, I think it's just been kind of in the mix of everything else, but I think it's going to be a good show. Raw has too many commercials. Yeah, amen, brother. They have tons of commercials and nonstop. So it's one of the downfalls of being the big marketing giant that you are. There's lots of ads. And bad timed ads. I think that's what bothers me the most. It's not just the quantity, it's the placement of a lot of the ads. They get under my skin because you just get into a match and before you can kind of get excited about what's going on, poof, there you go. You're off and back into a commercial. So that's my issue. Or like entrance, then commercial, then backstage, then a hype package, then something else, then commercial, then back to the ring, then an entrance, then ding ding, then commercial. You're like, geez, we're doing this again. What's up, AB? How you doing? How you doing? Hall of Fame class. I heard Nick talking about Bray Wyatt being in the Hall of Fame. I think there's nothing wrong with Bray and Brody going in. And I understand that some people may feel like due to creative, due to the number or the short amount of years put in because of injury, because of the passing away. I get it. It's a very sentimental vote for sure. I could see it happening. I could be okay with it, but I do believe that you could do it. There's enough wonky Hall of Famers that it's not like the standard is very high for anybody to get in. As Ivar just throwing back elbows. Now we've got a very heel Viking Raiders as of last week. So we will see if that translates to any success in the ring. We know we haven't had much over time. Theory, Finn, and Damian lose a Payback. Finn challenges Priest for Money in the Bank at Fastlane. Finn wins. JD kicks out Priest. Finn uses Money in the Bank on Seth, wins the World Heavyweight Championship. Babyface Priest beats Finn at WrestleMania 40. Richard, it was well thought out. Well, a lot to unpack there. I don't know yet. I'm still not convinced that Damian's going to be. Will Damian or Finn be the odd person out? I don't know if there's a swerve possibly up the sleeve of the WWE in that storyline. Do I see Finn beating Priest for the Money in the Bank? Nah. I think Priest. I really want Priest to cash it in. Fun fact of the evening: Trish Becky Steel Cage Payback would be the first female steel cage match at a pay-per-view ever. All right. Interesting. KJ, for real. I don't even watch Raw or SmackDown. I join your stream and listen in. I'm tired of the redundance and the same shit week after week. I'd rather be on Facebook listening to you guys. Well, we appreciate you listening. We always say it. The wrestling might suck. We never do. And we stand by that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I really recommend watching Mondays and Fridays. Fridays is better than Mondays. I think Monday's always going to have an issue with that third hour because it just drags. They're not filling that third hour. It's just more filler. But beyond that, I mean, we still get quite a bit of good stuff on the shows. Raw has been very redundant. Not as redundant. It feels less redundant on SmackDown, I think, because it's been a lot of the bloodline, but it's an ever-changing story, and you're kind of hooked into the storyline, where there wasn't really a storyline. They just kept fighting on Raw. So, yeah, the redundancy has been an issue for sure. You got to find a way to utilize other talent. What's up, Jake? How you doing? The Tribal Chief is in the house. Welcome back. I think Priest will be the next world champion after Seth. I agree with you, Keyshawn. But right now, if anyone's curious, the Viking Raiders are still in control of Kofi Kingston. Drew and Riddle are on commentary, or at ringside anyway, and they seem to be slightly distracted by the Raiders right now. Interesting. So Steel Cage and Hell in the Cell are different, yes. Been a few female Hell in the Cells in the past, yes. Steel Cage match and Hell in the Cell are different. There's definitely been some Hell in the Cells, and to the credit of the fun fact, I can't think of a steel cage that happened on a pay-per-view. I know we've had women steel cages. I mean, I believe Becky and Trish were supposed to have one, or kind of had one already. McRiddle sounds bad for Team McRiddle. Sounds like a McDonald's sandwich. I think that's what we're going for on this one, right, Rocco? There you go. Rocco agrees. Sounds like a McDonald's sandwich. The McRiddle. Not wrestling related, but the movie Twister is having a sequel called Twister's Coming Out, July 2024. Listen, I love that movie. Saw it in theaters. Wanted to be a storm chaser because of it. Yeah, that's funny as hell. It is a McDonald's. There you go. See, money's on it. KJ, do you think we'll see Big E return? Up in the air, Kyle. Up in the air right now. We're going to wait and see. Time will tell. It was very curious. We really want to see Big E back in that ring, but we don't know. He had, I mean, when you're dealing with neck fusion surgery, a lot of it's unpredictable. As Ivar misses the drop, Kofi hoping for a tag. Crowd cheering. I mean, building's got decent energy. Big tag. Here comes Xavier. Sliding through the legs of Ivar. Discus forearm. In comes Eric. Oh. Russian leg sweep. Nice. See money. I'm not reading it. Potential swerve. JD slowly becomes trusted by Priest and Rhea. That's, again, kind of what I thought could happen. Very interesting how this is going to play out. I do appreciate that the Judgment Day have become something of note. They do bring eyes. We can attest to that. And we want to know what's going to happen with them. We want to know what the story is. And there's options here, right? It's not as easy as, well, bye-bye Damien or bye-bye Finn. There's a little bit of depth here. And again, right now it looks like Finn's the odd man out, and that's what makes me skeptical. Whoa. 2 count. Eric gets a 2 count on Xavier. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I think that's a new phase. How's the zig going? Gunther drops the IC belt with 1 week to go to pass Honky. No. So what I think is going to happen here is Gunther obviously is not going to miss breaking that record. He will get the win, but I think that Chad Gable might chase him back down. I think Chad Gable's not done with Gunther, and Chad Gable could end the streak. I think they're really high on what Chad Gable's been able to do. As Kofi gets a 2 count, broken up by Eric. A long match for the New Day and the Viking Raiders. Xavier up over the top, taking out Eric. And Ivar in the ring with Kofi. Riddle should heel out on Drew for a surprise factor. Listen, I agree, Trevor. I said even when you had RK Bro that I wanted Riddle to be the one that turns because we wouldn't see it coming. And I really think Riddle could change from like the hapless stoner to kind of the douchey prick real easy. Excuse my language, but that's what I think. I think Priest will be the next world champion. Got that one. Rude is going to AEW. I wouldn't hold your breath, J-Boy. The fuck is it? We got to be sensible about this sometimes. Damian Priest should try to cash in the contract against Roman Reigns. Terrence, I don't see it happening. Doesn't really make sense. And again, if you're looking for, wow, Ivar just accidentally dropped he dropped Xavier into, whoa, McIntyre throwing chairs as Kofi gets chucked into McRiddle, and McIntyre's response is eat this chair. Oh, Drew misses Eric, takes out Xavier. Triple threat. Everyone feel like triple threat? Sword in the stoned. Yeah. The fucking Drew McIntyre's sword makes you feel stoned. It wobbles so much. You're like, I'm not seeing this correctly. Big kick, and it looks like the Viking Raiders are about to pick up a W. There you go. Up, down, going to Ragnarok. And the new form of a roll-up. Everyone's doing the Rhea Ripley pin as the Viking Raiders win again. Ooh. But if now I feel like there might be some issue between the New Day and McRiddle. Does this maybe force Drew to go heel? Could Drew be the one that goes heel here? That chair was brutal. It really was. 0-2. Dale not. Dude, you're on a cold streak, my guy. We got to warm you back up. Pause. Pretty good match, I must say. Yeah, pretty good match. And the ending kind of happened the way you expect it. Like, it's the funniest shit. Nobody in wrestling goes into the corner over by the commentary booth unless somebody's sitting in the corner by the commentary booth. There you go. Dale liked it as well. I'm glad this match is over with. There you go. A-Town doesn't feel quite the same. Larry sitting at 2-0 tonight. 0-2 for Damian. Everybody sucks. Except Larry, apparently. Viking Raiders remind me of a video game, Skyrim. I remember Skyrim. Let's go. And Drew going outside to pick up Xavier, who ate a chair. New Day wins. KJ, do you think a separate special tribute show on the network would work? For Bray? Yeah, I think there could be something. Give them time. I mean, again, this was so sudden, so unexpected, so, out of left field. So give them a little time. I mean, I know a lot of people talked about a secondary tribute show and such, but the show is in honor of the two men. And again, I mean it with all the respect in the world, but it's the old saying. We've said it a million times. We'll say it again. The show must go on. Finn and Damian arguing again. Oh, I left them. I would say wrestling needs blood. Watching AEW makes you appreciate how much blood adds to a story of the match. Smile mark. There's a happy medium in there, and I would argue that AEW swung the pendulum way too far to one side, and the WWE has swung the pendulum way to the other side. I think there's too much bleeding. It takes out. Again, you think about last night. We watched a Stadium Stampede match with all that carnage, and we weren't like, oh my God, because we've seen a lot of it. It was what, 3-4 weeks ago, we saw pictures all over the internet of Moxley with skewers in his head. So when he does it at All In, we're not that blown away. We know the guy likes to get skewers stuck in his head. Pause. But right now, Rhea Ripley giving both Finn and Priest a little bit of shit. But yeah, I mean, again, I think appreciating the blood, fine. I'm all for the blood adding an element of violence, but how many people bled on All In last night? 8, 9? I don't know. Maybe, there's a happy medium, Mark. Drew didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. Richard, doesn't matter. He who throws it takes the blame for it. Uh-oh. Interesting. Oh, we got a tribute to Bray Wyatt up next. And speaking of up next,
pause. I was like, I can't follow that up.
welcome back, my guy. How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
Did you pause on up next? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Funny. Didn't the Vikings also win the WrestleMania Fatal 4-Way tag? Wasn't that supposed to be for contendership? If so, they never got a championship match. Honestly, Dave, I can't remember. Do you remember?
I was
can't
going to say,
confirm or
you're
deny.
probably the only person, and that's including the tag team themselves, who care about that or who could even challenge that. I don't remember that
the
at
match.
all.
No, sorry.
Oh, now I remember what I was going to say because you were talking about the commentary table and everything, how people only do a spot in the corner of the commentary table when somebody's there. Can we talk about the interesting spot to where Samoa Joe fucking pendulum fucking CM Punk into the bottom of the commentary table, which I've never really seen, and it actually fucking split apart.
Yeah, and they came out bleeding.
And the table didn't fall either.
No, because he just took out that front section, right, to make it look like a box table. He just put a frame around it, and Joe put him right through it. And then listen, Joe was having a ball doing it.
That was, like we said on the stream, of arguably one of the matches of the night.
It was my match of the night. I think when I stepped back and thought about it and looked at some things and I mean, we do this live, so we sometimes we rely on the chat to catch things that we don't. We asked some of the fans what the environment was like in the arena. Like even the little thing, like Punk walking out with the belt over his shoulder, throwing up the one. A lot was made of that today, right? So, but yeah, I mean, that was a crazy spot with Punk and Joe.
Right. AW ruin blood and finisher moves.
That's where you get and they're kind of right. I get the criticism of that, right? They kick out of everything and then lose to a roll up. Fuck.
True. Well, we got to have 5 more minutes, and we're going to go until we get a finisher, and it ends on a roll-up.
Right.
Vitamin puffin, yeah.
We
need to extrapolate that into the wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing,
right?
Son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down. Of where the smack talk saying the vitamin puffin, son of a gun, and we're having a hard time keeping these comments down. Why?
My head instantly went to you ain't seen nothing until you're vitamin puffing. That's it. A little Aerosmith for everybody. AW ruined blood and finishers. Bray Wyatt tribute's gonna make me let it out. Let it out, emo. It happens.
I don't have any more. Left.
Yeah. Dude, I agree with you. If I was Tony last night, I would have had Samoa Joe and Punk a few live rounds to send the mess. What? Give a few.
Are we at a shooting range? What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, just let them fucking pop each other for real, because that's how you establish that you run your company. It's just letting the actual wrestlers legitimately fight each other. That's how you turn the critics around. What?
Dude, it would be the best thing for business if an actual fight broke out on TV. That'd be like, it would blow up. It would be the best thing ever for business. Just no guns. They're not cash. Come on now.
Well, no. If, say, Matt Jackson, I feel like Matt Jackson would be the one that would pop off, and you get him and Punk actually throwing hands during a match. If that match ever happens, if those two are ever in the ring, and those two actually start popping off,
let's go.
But then, again, then you're layering so many fucking layers that are just ways for Tony to print money, and he refuses to capitalize on it. A man that comes from a family that knows about nothing but size making money. Tony's fucking inept at doing it.
Yeah, you know how some children rebel against their parents? Tony is by not making,
by not trying to make money.
Oh, we got sorry, we're gonna be a little quiet here for a moment, folks.
All right. I just need to let my head breathe.
Oh, dude, the song. Just for anyone tuning in, we are getting a tribute to Bray Wyatt.
Catch and fly in his mouth.
No, he's got the whole row. What do you got?
Well, no, I know. I was copyright, my guy.
Yeah, either way.
Regardless of in ring or anything like that, is he not one of the most creative pro wrestlers that we've ever seen?
Yeah, and again, I think what blows me away about Bray Wyatt is you stayed away as long as you did, and you were still one of the most relevant people in the business. That speaks volumes.
Absolutely. That's rare air to be in that level.
Yeah. And that's where someone said earlier about bad creative with Bray getting in their own way. As a Bray Wyatt fan, there was a lot of moments of like, if you could have just booked him over, it would have meant so much.
You're even just getting all the different ways this man's reinvented himself, from the Firefly Funhouse, the Fiend. You had Cult Leader, Swamp Leader, Bray Wyatt, all of that. And then you even got into Uncle Howdy, etc.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you, I still got plenty of real estate to get a fucking, at least the kind of moth Bray Wyatt logo somewhere.
Right? The whole damn world in my hands.
I was gonna say that'd be the first thing we do as a channel together. We all get tattooed the same thing.
But dude, it just like he was like that Jake the Snake type that he made you listen.
I've thought that so much of, it's that same type of vibe of no matter what, you have that presence. That still is iconic. It doesn't matter. Championship wins, nothing. What matters is his presence. It didn't matter if Jake was world champ. It mattered that Jake was on the card.
The family stuff, like the wrestling's one thing, but the personal photos, man, that's what was really lost in all this.
And I wasn't expecting to get like this, but again, we've talked about it and I'm gonna go on a me tangent a bit, of this guy, same age, like same size, like literally everything. I just recently had fucking COVID. I have heart issues through my fucking family. That's one of my fucking worst fears, is to fucking go and you don't know you go. And just all this is one of the ones that really fucking stings.
And we got the Fireflies, folks. Thank you, Bray. Once again, thank you, Bray. Man, right before the second hour, you timing. It's just for the main event. Oh, they're playing his music. What? They're playing Catching Flies. Or I don't know what it's called, but what is happening?
It's Live in Fear with the rocking chair.
Guys, it's hard, man. And again,
you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
And like I said, when they again, the wrestling is one thing, but when they start showing the man behind the wrestling, the man that we, a father, a husband, a brother, a son, and you hear all the stories about the guy with the big smile, and I mean, dude,
big hugs, and just literally even at the moment to where he lost his best friend with Brody and everything like that, and he's telling Seth of go and hug that baby girl and stuff like that. If that man's that strong in that moment, that just tells you the human being that was Wyndham Rotunda. And I like how they keep saying it's Wyndham Rotunda that passed away. It's not Bray Wyatt. It's not The Fiend. It's not, Husky Harris. Not any of that shit. This Wyndham Rotunda.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I told you, I mean, again, so many relatable things to Bray Wyatt, and I mean, I am that you know, the burly fucking teddy bear that throws a smile on your face, and you're like you said, you don't know. And if you go back through the archives, we've told some stories on this channel about both of us, where I mean, again, life is fragile, and not to get all deep and sad, but the WWE made me do it. WWE made me do it. There you go. Just wanted to enunciate a little. But yeah, man, I mean, when they start showing him with his kids and showing him with his wife and the joy that was on his face, that's the hardest part to see. 36. Those children are so little, and it's just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking.
And it really puts an entire different context on when he's coming out there and he's cutting a promo, and you can literally hear him fucking well it up. And this is just me being me, genuine me for the first time. And literally cuts mid promo to "I love you too." It's you got to. That's the thing, is because he put so much of his art out there and so much of who he was into what he wanted to be in a ring and everything like that. That you get that connection because that was so much him.
Yeah, that was a big part of it, right? You were so dialed into it, right? Like, we were the Fireflies. Like, come with me. Like, we went with him even when he was a heel. We were like, we don't care. We just
remember Fireflies. I'll always light the way.
Right, and
all
then
you have to do is let me in.
Right, and then you think back and you watch those old promos, and they end up becoming so philosophical and so deep, and a true tribute to what ends up being his life. Like, you look back and go, like, he was preaching to us, and we didn't even know it. I believe it was Mark Crozier on the song. I don't know if he wrote it.
I know I have it in my Apple Music here, so
yeah, I believe it was Mark.
Yeah, I'm
Crozier.
one of those guys. Even though I got an Android phone, I got Apple Music.
That's hilarious. Jake the Snake also won a feud when he needed it and didn't get it put in redundant shit. Him losing to the Undertaker in WrestleMania 31.
Yes, it is called "Live in Fear" by Mark Crozier.
Yeah. Mark Crozier, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I was just comparing the tones and the vibe, and you're right. There was, I think it was different. Jake the Snake got in his own way a lot of times, and I don't believe Bray Wyatt did. I think Bray Wyatt was too smart.
Oh, it's not. It was never a comparison on that level. No. I never even took it at that. I took it as being that creative personality that.
But no, I was
much like the Undertaker. The Undertaker never really needed to win the championship to be over.
Exactly. Right. No, absolutely, Nick. I mean, you really got it. Cheers, Wyndham. I love it. Dave says my mom had a sudden stroke just a little over a year ago and passed. T's and P's. My God, that's heartbreaking. In March. I hate to hear that.
Well, and then Curtis, I lost my older brother due to kidney failure 3 years ago this March.
Curtis. Whew, y'all gonna make me sad up in here. I mean, the prayers and thoughts to everybody. I mean, that's the message here. That's what we have to learn is, again, we can sit and bicker and complain and be negative and mad every day. And some people wake up every day just pissed off at the world. But could you pick your last moment, pick how you want to be, pick what mindset you want to go out, and pick what kind of legacy you want to leave behind. It's not promised. Make it count.
I was gonna say, you have no idea how terrifying it is to me to think that literally you don't know when you go and everything. But no, I was gonna just spin it on a positive note a bit as we got the New Day replay. Very much that. But that's why we love that we've built a whole community. Like we have so many people that are here every night and we'll be here for 6-10 hours, like we've talked about and everything like that. And even if we're going off on a tangent, we're talking about this, that, and the third and everything like that, are still just riding with us.
Yeah, and that's it, man. And you know, you and I have talked many times. Right now, sorry, I feel like Drew's going a little heelish here, but
Drew McIntyre.
We'll put a bow on this, but Nick, you and I have talked many times, and I mean, literally, the incarnation of like this YouTube channel, and I always tell the story how it's Jim Cornette's fault, but I would have never tried anything like this before. But you and I know my story and how I knocked on heaven's door and it wasn't my time yet. but every day after that had to count. And it took me a little while to deal with what happened, to find out and correct course. But that's what this is. That's why my ass is on here talking to y'all, because it was worth a shot. You never know.
But it's still a day-to-day grind. That's like not even just on doing this or anything like that, but still getting through the day, making sure you're good, making sure you show everybody that you love everybody and everything like that. It's a day-to-day grind.
You just want to appreciate it all, folks. And we get hi from Sweden. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. As Imperium is joining us as well.
Right. Figures that the Swedes get us out of, the dusty trails of, going down that road.
KJ, with your hat off, you really can play the role of Braun Strowman's tag partner. Yeah, we've proven that, I think, on this channel.
No, you're fucking Kevin Owens.
Well, I mean, that golden trophy next to you is kind of funny.
You mean the golden KJ? Wow.
Right, the golden
the fact KJ. That you knew that was beside me says enough right there.
My eyes are always on you, bro.
You tapped into my fucking peripherals.
God bless you, KJ. Thank you, C Money. Terry Funk passed
away. The devil wants to dig me down, I guess.
No, you're still here. You're stuck with me, motherfucker. You're not going nowhere.
I'm going the other way.
That was my job. Right? They pushed me back out and said, "You're not coming. Go get that guy."
I'm going down there with gasoline drawers on.
I wasn't allowed in. Oh, Gunther back on the table. This is his new shtick, and it works, and he's getting good booze.
Damn you, Raw. I literally I had to look back at Gunther of just standing there. I was like, this man's not moving. He's just standing on the table and not moving. I was like, oh, we froze.
Right? Oh.
It's me. It's DDP.
It's Control la la la.
Chaclata. Are you Chaclata? Sergio, what up?
What's up, Serge? I go to sleep. I'm not sure if I'll wake up. I've been dealing with breathing issues since I was 17. It's groups like this that add joy to my days. James, that's going to choke me more than the Bray thing, man. That's beautiful. And that was never the intent, but man, it's a nice side effect of creating this little community, this little world. And I know it sounds all fluffy and cliche, but it's the truth. We genuinely come on here because we love wrestling. We love connecting with people. And we've developed a beautiful, beautiful little family, man, guy. So hopefully you got many days ahead.
This man got me fucked up.
Right? Shit.
I was gonna say, no, 100%. I'll be honest. I'll keep it a buck. Of this is literally, especially we've all heard the stories of how I harassed this man. They just let me actually talk into an open live mic and just words come out. So the fact that that's a thing, like. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know what else to say besides this got me fucked up. Like,
no,
I
man,
appreciate it 100%. But Jesus,
No, Nick, it's absolutely beautiful, and I get it. I mean, yeah, it takes you back. You don't realize shit like that. If anyone's wondering, Gunther's pissed off, quote unquote. And then he just said, "Fuck
that Gable." Yeah, he's doing the Arnold. Yeah, I need to do it as a coping mechanism. Yeah, he's going to do the Arnold. Yeah, Chad Gable, you didn't beat me. I beat myself. I was counted out. I did not get the win. You do not get a rematch. We're not going to do this at Payback. I am Gunther. He's fucking Arnold in a fucking tracksuit.
Right. Nick's like, I'm gonna course correct real quick. Hold on.
I need something. Arnold. Yeah, we got to the chopper. Yeah.
That's not even what I'm sad at.
Right. I saw that. I want to have that. That's not even what I'm sad at.
Is Gunther Yeah, here we go. Is Gunther the new Regal? Kind of.
No, he's the new Arnold. Yeah, do it. Listen to me.
Oh, geez.
He's going to be the governor.
I'm sidetracked.
Otis is just living out that meme. He is living out Chris Farley's life 100% of just the dude that looks like if you stacked hamburgers and made them a human being and with some ham hocks and everything and managed to just bag the fucking baddest chicks backstage. He's got Maxine Dupuis on his arm just as the arm candy.
Right.
And she won't even give Chad Gable mini angle the time of day because of that mountain of mashed potatoes.
Right? What is up? The dude is just, listen, man. I'm telling you.
This man's going bold.
And listen, whether I advise I advise every woman out there to find yourself a chubby bearded man. He'll love you better.
Especially on the Northeast. It gets cold out here.
Right?
It gets cold in the seasons.
We'll love you just a little better.
There's more to grab hold to.
Right? We're good. We're loyal. We're warm. Beard tickles are a thing.
You know, there's always going to be food in the house.
Well, I might have to go in the morning, but other than that.
I mean, shit. I'm going to get mine. You better get yours.
Thank you. And to everyone out there, thank you.
I feel like we almost halfway need our little homie, our former homie there.
I was just going to say that. An ode to our buddy Will.
Just always. This man was every stream. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Big shout out,
this
Big
man
Will.
Was the Chad Gable of our channel.
Right. Now we got Ludwig taking on Chad. I got my money on Chad as
we got that T9000 taking on John Connor. John Connor. Do you take John Connor? I take John Connor.
Is Ludwig
no, you're
John
telling
Connor?
me Ludwig right now doesn't look like the actor that played the fucking liquid metal Terminator right now?
Ludwig reminds me of the kid from Road Trip.
River Phoenix?
River? No, wait, what?
What?
Wrong Road Trip.
Oh. Scotty does it? No, that's Euro Trip.
That's Euro Trip. Now we're playing Guess the Movie. The kid from Hustle and Flow, the skinny white kid.
Oh, new guy.
No,
he's far too muscular for that. He's 100%.
Ignore the muscles, neck up.
That's just in the face looking ass. As we're in commercial break number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I don't know. I lost count. Where's Curtis when we need him?
Right, Curtis. This is your time to shine.
DJ Quails.
That just threw me the fuck off because they had
DJ Quails.
Oh, I didn't have that. I had the Cookie Monster calm as shit in a fucking like almond milk commercial. And this man, Cookie Monster, just sounded like, smooth jazz coming through the radio. This is DJ Thunder. Got you for the latest.
Right.
Yeah.
With Unbroken. Oh,
Chad Gable looks like Andy Kaufman. What?
Chad Gable looks like Andy Kaufman? Nah.
Yeah, if you add a bit of a hairpiece, a turtleneck, a suit jacket, like if you play Barbie's Dream House with him, maybe. But
know what they should do? They should shave his head and pitch him as like the Kurt Angle wannabe, like mini Angle.
Yeah, it's almost like they could have done that when he was supposed to be or should have been the illegitimate child here instead of
I say shave his head. Right. 11. Is it 11? I thought it was 9 or 8. 11. I thought it was 10 yesterday. We're losing track. It's become the Goldberg streak here.
I was about to halfway just start going into a fucking Timbaland song there for I needed 4 minutes. 4 minutes to say.
Chad Gable. What a better live stream to be on my birthday. I love all of you, my wrestling family and bros. Good job, bros. Alan McLean. That is beautiful, man. Happy birthday.
I was gonna say, dude, how do we follow that up? I throw the hats, throw the babies in the air, mea culpa.
Cheers.
Grazie. Mucho bella.
I forgot to drink. Maxine.
Whoa.
No, see money. Be nicer. Chad Gable looks like Andy Kaufman. Got that one. Clay, the man with multiple TVs.
And personalities. Accusations. I am excited for the NFL season. What? And college football season. What? Well, the college football season's already kicked off, by the way. What? I'm excited for Payback this weekend. What? But also, if you are excited for the NFL season, we do also have the Discord and everything like that. We also have the Fantasy Football League, 100%. So you can go and, see if you can outdo us in the football.
Kaiser, no thank you. What's wrong with Kaiser? Kaiser's great.
I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that you've been mispronouncing his name like fucking 4 times
Kaiser's
in a row
awesome.
right there. This isn't a fucking sandwich roll. This isn't a.
No, that's Kaiser. I've been calling him.
Right, that's what his name is.
Yeah,
that's what his name is.
Kaiser's better. I'm not calling him a sandwich roll.
You fucking Ronald McDonald over there.
I know what his name is. I've adopted.
You just refuse to say it.
Everyone's got to have a gimmick.
Man's protesting.
Oh, look, we're getting the fucking NFL title belt.
Yeah, we got a commercial. I think it was the first time you took a pause here. So which one are you going to get? Which one is KJ White going to have as? Are you going to get, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys?
I'm such a sucker for look, but I think it would be a Saints belt.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Black and gold. Let's go. I mean, the Bills, I guess.
You're just placating me now at this point. I haven't sat there and said the Cowboys one looked pretty clean because you got that white leather.
Yeah,
it looks like the old school IC belt.
I like the Baltimore one. I think the strap's a little too off for me, though. I wish it was like a black.
They're the
strap.
same fucking thing. They're just different colorways.
Yeah, the color is the issue.
Yeah, fair enough. Pause. Welcome to America.
What can we do about Bloodline? Sheer.
No, Indus Sheer will not be involved in the Bloodline.
Right, no.
Commercial break number 6. So see, Curtis answered the bell. That's how you know he's still a fighting champion.
There you go. There we go. Appreciate it, Curtis. Who dat? Who what?
Who dat saying gonna beat that Mangle? Who dat? Who dat?
Who what?
Oh no, actually that's Who Day. Who dat is?
Yeah, don't get your dads and days confused.
Well, no, still. He was calling out a Saints chant, and you're out here saying you wanted a Saints championship, and you don't recognize the Saints chant. You're a fake fan. You're a phony.
Who dat? What that? He said who dat? I said what that? That's all.
What that? Now you're stealing gimmicks.
Week 1 has my favorite NC2A team versus my alma mater.
Bro, you are so
hello, mama.
Hello, Baba. NC double 2A.
Yeah, NC double 2A.
That's your Canadian is showing, sir. It's an NC double A.
I was just happy I got through it. We're good.
You're right. You're like, Nika? What the fuck's a Nika? Yeah, no.
Moving on. Gunther is Gable on Payback is a bit disappointing, but I know the WWE wants Gunther to have the record. Gunther versus Gable, not on Payback. I thought it was going to be on Payback. The next week.
Has it been announced? I don't think it has. Yeah, the only other thing that's been added so far, so we're up to 6 matches, is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Judgment Day. So that's it.
Yeah.
We're at 6 matches so far.
Yeah, I think Gable beats Kaiser here, and we go into Gunther versus Shorty G at Payback.
That's your goddamn gimmick. Is just triggering me while you mispronouncing people's names.
All I said was Kaiser.
It's not his name. My name is Stacy. That's not my name. That's not my name.
Horrible bosses. They didn't show the Jags belt. No, they won't.
Because it's done. I told you. They pulled out of that. They said you can have that. Not even what I'm mad at. Not even what I'm sad at.
I'm curious what people think. What's more likely to be in the case? Did somebody from Tony's camp buy all the Jaguar belts?
3 of them?
Or did they only make like one and then buy it themselves so it wouldn't be on the site? Sorry, all gone.
They're like, well, they're only going to sell one of these fuckers, so we'll buy the one.
But right now, Kaiser is in control of Shorty G.
My question is how much is Tony Khan right now walking through his house, his apartment, his whatever it may be, with that fucking Jacksonville Jaguars championship around his goddamn waist, celebrating, I am Mullen. I am Mullen. I am sold 80,000.
Then he hears back, are you sure?
He's sitting there doing it. Yeah, he's sitting there doing, it's all about the game with a little bit of the bubbly.
Right? Loving it. Just singing Judas on repeat.
Judas in my mind.
Oh, Gable.
Oh. Armbar.
Gunther breaks the IC record on September 7th or 8th. Have Chad versus Gunther for the title. So Chad's going to lose, but then Chad's going to chase and get it back.
He's already lost twice, though. You can't have him lose 3 times in a row.
No, he'll lose twice.
3 times a contender.
So the last one, he technically won, and that's how we extend. So he's lost one, won. If he loses by some bullshit factor, then you're able to have one more rematch where he finally overcomes the big guy.
Right, but how the...
Yeah.
But we're giving them a pass on they get a 4-match runway to get to here.
I love a 4-match runway. It's called build. It's called story. It's called let's follow along. See, you can't have it both ways. We can't say that AEW gives us no story, and then when they stretch something out over a series of matches, go, oh, that's too much.
But if you had stretches in between, I guess, versus match.
No, because he's fighting Kaiser right now, so there's been gaps, and there's a gap between the two. So I think this one's going well, Nick.
Fair enough. I'll let you have that. You're gonna have that.
I will get the Panthers title belt. See, I like the Panthers unis in that, but the Panthers generally aren't great.
They've been to a Super Bowl. They haven't won a Super Bowl, but they've been to a Super Bowl.
It's true. Remember that green?
Wait, what the fuck?
Saints. Saints.
Yeah, they're that. Who dat? Who day is the Bengals? That's what I was saying. There's the.
You got the day. I thought you were getting.
Welcome to the English language. Where the words don't matter and the fucking vernacular doesn't exist.
Wait. What are you talking about? That's not like dat and day. So that's your definition of the English language? What are we doing?
No, I'm saying of how to where we just fucking literally we can just differentiate on a fucking dime here.
Right. They didn't show the Jags title belt. I don't imagine they ever will. Gunther versus Gable, not on Payback, is a bit disappointing. I think we got that one.
I got an ad for 9-7, the Lions versus the Chiefs.
AB's got a third favorite team. That's too many. You can't have a third favorite team.
Do you at least have a second? Because we know the Maple Leafs are, tangible. They're bound to fail.
I want that Edge Maple Leaf belt. I'm going to ignore your comment and just say I want that belt.
Fair enough. You can have that. That's fine. I respect that. I respect that.
But yeah, no, that belt the Toronto Maple Leafs gave Edge was really cool. Raiders would be cool. I mean, everybody loves the Raiders shit. It's iconic.
That's just everyone wants to be a fucking pirate, and everyone likes black and gray. $550 for a Philadelphia Eagles belt. Well, I mean, you probably pay that for a NFC playoff championship ticket. So,
right.
Who's on first? What's on second? Oh, we've been there before. And Rocco now changed his picture to the Weasel.
And we did discover Jake Something's on third. But all that being said, we are in a commercial break, folks. We are into the second hour or into the third hour now. And we are rolling towards the main event of WWE Raw. If you haven't hit like and subscribe, please do so. We are back tomorrow for NXT. Dynamite. Going to be a great. Remember, Dynamite's a go-home show. A come home and go home. They're coming and going.
They're coming and going. They're going out both entrance.
Right? They're gone. So, yeah, we get a go-home tonight. A go-home show tonight. We got NXT tomorrow. Go-home show with Dynamite. Impact. We're working towards our 1000th episode coming off Emergence. Macklin's back, buddy. So that's
Jordan
cool.
Grace is back. At this point, I think it's literally the theme of this week is show me the way to go home.
Right.
I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Jordan Grace's return. She's coming back at Victory Road, which again, another pay-per-view coming our way. And then Friday we get the doubleheader. Right. Saturday we got Payback. Sunday we got All Out. The show don't stop, folks. When we tell people we cover more live wrestling than everyone else, we mean it.
Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. And I guess at times, sometimes, shots fired at.
I like when I like when people show up and let us know we're doing well.
Yeah, exactly. Your arms are a little too short to box with God. No, I like Todd's comment there. Sorry.
Sorry.
Where he was saying, I just got back into wrestling. Thanks for letting me be a part. Well, 100%. Trust me, that's so interesting. Even for us, we're on entire different perspectives of wrestling fans of everything. Of you're a bit of a Laps fan, this was your channel. I just aggravated you in the chat to where you're like, well, fucking nut up or shut up. And I've been a long time for the long time. Pause.
Was that it?
Well, you gotta give me the statement. So I was like, I don't know.
You're like, pause. You paused yourself. Literally,
the flashing red light. I'm like, get out the stage.
No, not at all. I was watching as Chad Gable battling back against Kaiser, and they're rolling through right now. We just gets the 2 count on him, but no, actually, what trips me out, Nick, is I feel like it should be us thanking gentlemen like Todd and
we've been doing that.
The men, the women, everything in between. Thank you. We thank you guys for watching us, and we keep saying we're growing super fast. We're growing by the minute, and it's all because of the fans. The fact that you listen to half this nonsense blows my mind, but we love it.
We just talk. Y'all just seem to listen. Y'all the fireflies. We're, catching fire.
All right. Kaiser's got, Death Valley Driver. Oh, and a punt.
Oh. 4th and long. We got a punt going on in Monday Night Raw.
I grew up a Chiefs fan. As a kid, I was a huge Chiefs fan.
You?
I loved the Chiefs when I was a kid.
So Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's turned you away?
No, not at all. I didn't say I gave up. And I mean, as I got older, when I started kind of like knowing more than just, that's cool, they're on my video game, because NFL 94 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So as I got older and developed an opinion, I trailed away from them. And at that point, they were kind of going through those years where they didn't do a whole lot.
Fair enough.
They just got better recently, and I kind of closet root for them. But I don't like the bandwagon.
Because of where I grew up, I never had a really big, strong, like even a regular sports team. Like college sports were a bigger thing around me than anything. And then I kind of became a Seahawks fan because of Marshawn Lynch, and then I just reverted back to my roots of Buffalo's the closest.
Right.
And is the only New York team. It's the actual only New York team.
Sorry, Nick.
No, you're good. You're good. Take it away.
Pancakes Kaiser in what was a very awkward move.
Oh, but it looked painful as shit.
Is Fastlane a big enough PLE for Gunther to lose? Yep. Yeah, you can lose anytime now. He can lose on a Raw. I don't give a shit. Beat the record.
I don't give a damn. But it's one of those. It would be one of those. The environment does not set the moment. The moment sets the environment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But Chad Gable's bleeding from the mouth. For those who are a fan of all wrestling matches having blood,
Moxley's somehow just backstage somewhere salivating.
I'm not clicking.
He's like, wait, there's no skewers.
All right.
This man looking like fucking Foghorn Leghorn with the amount of fucking skewers and fucking.
He looked like a rooster
he had going on his forehead.
Chad up top. Bum. What else we got? Did we miss anything? Folks, if we missed your chat, by all means, throw it back in or click the super chat. Let us know.
Well, even then, 100% the super chats, the super stickers, even the memberships, anything like that. Even if you buy a t-shirt from the merch store or anything like that, it goes 100% back into the channel of everything that you guys send our way. All the love, all the appreciation, everything is just how we can do a bigger and better show for you guys.
I think full disclosure, help us pay for all our subscriptions. Jesus Christ.
At this point, it's a bit much. Right. If Tony's going to keep booking fucking pay-per-views after pay-per-views after pay-per-views after pay-per-views.
Match over. As Eichner says, I've seen enough.
Suplex, sprinting suplex.
It took over a minute to get there, but he got there.
Disqualification.
Get out of my bar. Get out of my swamp.
Why do I feel like I've heard that happen at an actual bar before? Like, why do I feel like I've heard that conversation that has happened beforehand.
Right.
Someone just shit faced. Get out of my bar! You get out of my swamp!
Right. Does Honky Tonk? I'd be very disappointed if he did.
Honky Tonk has been on record, by the way, of saying he doesn't even pay attention to this shit anymore. He's like the antithesis of Jerry the King Lawler as far as with them being related. So no,
dude, you get to a certain age where you don't give a fuck. You assume the record's gonna get broke by.
Bro, this man was in our age and didn't give a fuck. Like let's be honest. We're not talking about this is a new thing.
well, fair enough. But Gunther's got Gable up.
I got my long hair and my slave right.
Yo, see, they're getting Chad over huge.
He's gonna be the one.
He will.
He is the one in whatever 1001.
Right? He is the one just in 12 days or whatever.
He's the Liu Kang of the IC division.
You are the one.
You are the one.
Well,
oh, Jesus, just Raiden.
And this feud has actually made Gunther garner a good amount of heat because everybody is in such good. Like, Gunther's the cool bad guy, right? Where everyone's like, he's a bad guy, but he's so good. But he's actually getting a good amount of heat for picking on Gable. It worked.
It's really a testament to both performers. I was almost going to ask of which one does it sway more towards, but it's very much a testament of you have Gunther out there cutting promos on top of the announce desk and everything like that. But you still have Chad Gable out there, and he just gets people over. All this man has to do is shoosh.
Right.
And people lose their minds. Like,
right.
People are getting behind both sides of it. Like,
I agree.
It's helping both of them. Sorry.
Yes. Now, Seth Rollins, looking like he just walked through a car wash, will be out next, and he will be joining us right after this. We're on commercial break. Nick's got you.
Absolutely, 100% is we're in commercial break. Is Seth walking backstage with the crushed emerald velvet there of, he's out there looking like fucking Paddington. Vance is 1-0. 1-0, saying I came in late. Pause. My all-time favorite wrestler is the Junkyard Dog. It's so interesting to me when you look at guys like the Junkyard Dog. You even look at respectfully, sorry, as I smack my mic. Even a big guys like Roddy they couldn't let they fall into almost a bit of that to make everything come around full circle, that CM Punk category of to where they won't let their pride supersede what's best for a business. They would rather put their pride beforehand of why you got, guys like JYD and Piper they'll always stay kind of more in upper mid card feuds. They won't ever reach the full main event, but it's because they don't ever want a job to anybody. Larry saying, so KJ is rated and Nick is Prince Goro. Wow. I mean, you literally got me choked up there for half a second because I'm like, am I Goro because I just keep reaching it? I'm the master of the reach and, keep pulling out all the gimmicks and everything like that. So here, I'll throw it out to the audience. Throw it out to everybody as Curtis letting us know we're in commercial break number 8. So we're already I think above the normal average threshold here as we're still within the first 2 hours. But if we were a fighting game character, who would KJ be and who would I be? You decide. James letting us know 3-0. I'm wasting my prediction looking a non-title. I am the 90s Buffalo Bills of wrestling predictions. James, you're trying to get after me and you're trying to go you're trying to gig me into something. I know that, but 100%. Hey, at least you don't miss the field goal kick wide right here. But I still think at this point, the AFC is really the fucking murderer's row when it comes to the NFL. You've got Kansas City, you've got Buffalo, you've got Cincinnati, Christ, even at this point, a little bit, the NFC East is starting to just alone become a murderous row. You've got Aaron Rodgers and Dalvin Cook with the New York Giants. With the New York Jets. You've got Saquon and Danny Dimes with the New York Giants. The NFC, fuck. You've got Tua, if he can stay alive, with Tyreek over on Miami. You've got Patriots are their thing. They have Bill. And you got the Bills with Diggs, Allen, Kincaid. Maybe we get Jonathan Taylor, although I think he might be going to Miami. I'm saying Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Oh, well, that's too generic, my guy. And so who's who? Are you just gonna say my what is get over here, or that we're gonna go with this? Now I'm gonna have to sit here and play the fucking Mortal Kombat with the wifey in here, to where she's gonna beat me with the dude with the butt whooping stick. It looks like a Viking with a crew cut and Tony Khan bugged out eyes. Yeah, it's probably Michael Hayes. Hayes? Okay, Unbroken. You said words. All my favorite teams have been Dog, Sugar Honey Iced Tea recently. The Rams were horrible last year. You're coming off of winning a championship as we're getting a tribute, by the way, to Bob Barker. So the price is wrong, bitch. And then this is how we got a little bit of Santino Morera with Chachina. You already said we're Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Oh, that should be interesting. Yeah, I tried. You are Dan from Street Fighter. JB, what the fuck? I'm the one out here in the pink gi and everything like that. I mean, fuck it, I'll rock it. I've been known to do it. KG is Zangief. Nick is Dalsim. What is if Dalsim was in the Dropkick Murphy? What the fuck? That's such an interesting take. Fucking KJ is Zangief. KJ is gone. Jack from Tekken. The Baltimore Orioles just beat Chicago. Remembering Bob Barker. Yes. As I've got Seth Franklin Rollins coming out right now in all of the crushed velvet. This man, 100%. I don't know. I'm almost halfway tempted to guess if that's corduroy, but this man is 100% looking like your fucking grandmother, your grandfather's recliner coming out right now. That's the suit that he's wearing. And I still stand by that. The initial thing that Nakamura whispered to him is, stop wearing your wife's clothes. Not, I know about your back. But is it weird at this point? This is the one outfit that's made the most sense for Seth outside of, does mother know thou weareth her drapes?
Yes.
Speaking of drapes.
Pause.
I don't know. What did you want me to come off of after that? Pause.
Just trying to,
yeah.
There's jokes. I don't want to make them.
Tell me, I'll make them.
I was just going to talk about the carpet, but we're going to leave that out.
Does the carpet matcheth thou drapes?
Right. Get a sponsorship from Coca-Cola and always appear holding a can of Coke. I got a jar of dirt.
I got a jar of dirt. What are we, Tony Khan? I got a jar of Coke. I said it.
I'm getting hello neighbor vibes from Nick. Hello neighbor. To make me out
darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
In the great words of Bob Barker, don't forget to spay and neuter your kids.
Right. I'm getting a mixture of Tiger King and Riff Raff with Seth Rollins right now. He very much looks like if Miami Vice came to life.
He looked like he's having a rough day. Like he looked like it's a Monday, like her Mondays with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, in the 80s with that giant brick cell phone.
Right.
And more powder on a dash wheel than a fucking a
That
powder
is
donut.
satin, my man. Satin. Looking sensual and satin.
JV, I don't want to speculate as to why you know definitively that is satin, but you do you, boo-boo.
WBKJ.
What happens between the sheets we don't need to know about in the streets. So
right, Tekken. Yeah, we got you.
So how do you feel that you're Zangief?
I can get behind some Zangief. I can shave the chest hair in a pattern.
You gonna fight bears?
I'll fight a bear. Let's go. Wait a minute. Pause.
What?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Real men play roller derby and faux silk and spandex.
Mm-hmm. Sure they do.
Yep, that is full satin. There you go. Confirmation. We got some fireflies. Yeah, tease
them to my face. Hey, we've seen how this goes in the other promotion.
They're chanting, whoop that trick. Sorry.
I mean,
wait, maybe not.
No, they are chanting, whoop that trick. I'm waiting for somebody to start getting choked out. I'm waiting for fucking Kata Hajames. I'm waiting for, pull aparts, all of that.
Right.
There's no dog to bite anybody. There's no chair to fucking horse collar somebody with.
Powell says, if I started my own company, Rollins is my first pick. Not a bad show.
Which, well, if you want to talk about that and everything, we actually did a while ago, back when they tried to make it seem like it mattered. We did our own WWE draft and everything. So if you want to know how we choose our rosters, you go watch that.
Right. Nick is Zangief from Street Fighter, and KJ is Olaf from the League of Legends. I thought you were going to say from Frozen.
Literally, that's what I thought. I was like, wait, so I'm a fucking giant mohawk motherfucker fighting a snowman?
Right? Yeah, no. Yes, when we knew better. What the hell, dude?
Why?
Look at this. I like this. Creepy Shinsuke.
No, badass Shinsuke of just literally, I am the warrior.
Not true,
I am going to beat the fuck out of you. This is, I feel like, more of what we would get if Nakamura was in New Japan.
Yes, it's good. It's solid. It's believable. It makes him a badass. It makes him look. They got him.
He's not out here surfing USA.
This is good. They need more of this. Even if he doesn't win this feud,
does he win? Does he win?
I don't think so.
I'll take Nakamura.
Interesting.
I'll take Nakamura to win. I think it gives Seth at this point, especially, a much needed pause, and you establish, so you have a legit badass motherfucker, who will kick your fucking teeth down your throat as a world champion.
Right. They chanted whoop that trick during Sammy match earlier. All right. Okay.
Maybe the trick's that over. They just keep chanting whoop that.
Is it because the way he dressed? Like it's hard out here for a pimp? Where is this coming from?
Oh no, 100%. He's more riff-raff. He's more push it to the limit.
How much we have to raise for KJ to wrestle a bear? There's got to be a price.
Do something strange for a little piece of change.
I'll tell you what. You keep loading up the super chats, and we'll tell you when.
Exactly. Well, we got all the ways that you can add to that. We got the subscribers, we got the super stickers, the super chats, we got the memberships, everything.
All right, buy a t-shirt.
Why? Buy all the t-shirts. If you want to see KJ wrestle bear, he's gonna have to wear all the t-shirts to make sure the bear doesn't get through all the.
Right.
That'll be your bulletproof. That'll be you testing the t-shirt.
Right.
How many t-shirts can you wear before the bear gets through?
Yeah, one.
What the fuck?
Fuck.
No way, you gotta wear more than one. You gotta wear one.
Because I'm not taking the effort to put on 6 just so you can eat through 6 of them.
I'm not here like the fucking teacher.
I have fucking, what am I? Like a candy bar for a damn thing?
How many Wonka bars did you have?
Right?
2. 2? Well, I can't do nothing with 2.
We going back to the great outdoors? Just chuck me out there like a candy bar? Good bear. Good bear.
One of you.
Fuck, rapping's just going to take the fucking thing longer and make it angry.
And just splatter you with honey.
Pause. He looks like the bad guy from Bloodsport.
Who?
Tom Poe. No, the other guy.
Nakamura.
No. Tom Poe was a kickboxer. Wrong Van Damme movie. Oh, Kinshasa!
Or is it Rob? Or is it wrong Van Damme?
Wrong Van Damme.
Instead of Rob Van Damme, it's wrong Van Damme.
They always chant what whoop that trick in Memphis because of the movie Hustle and Flow. Yeah, we kind of touched on that and made that joke, but thank you.
Hey, still 100% get down in Memphis.
A good amount of heat for Shinsuke.
Bro, what is that shirt he's wearing? This man looks like he took newspaper fucking bits and stapled it into a t-shirt.
Right. Stapled it into a t-shirt. Yeah, it looked uncomfortable. It looks like he put it on backwards.
Legit. It looks like this man was supposed to have a tie, so he just painted his shirt red so it looked like a tie.
Now, Shinsuke takes out Seth, folks, and I will say they've got me excited for this rivalry.
Yes, Japanese Joker took out the Green Power Ranger Joker. The man who last just got beat by the man who knees.
Oh, and you're definitely Scorpion because you got the gimmick. Like you get over here. I'm ice cold, bro. I'm ice cold, bro.
Fair enough. So, but still, that's so basic bitch ass that's out of Mortal Kombat. That's the 2 you could come up with.
Because of the badasses one. They're OG. Let's go.
I'm not even Reptile.
Well, you be Reptile. You're always spewing venom.
I'm not.
You always spewing venom.
I don't want to be Scorpion with get over here. I'm like, that's kind of. Well, you're Hulk Hogan. I'm Macho Man. Well, no shit.
That's kind of your thing here on the channel. It's like, get over here. Like, subscribe. Get over here.
I'm throwing in the hooks all the time. 100% fine. I'll give you that. You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Right.
Oh wait, should I be Shang Tsung? Of I just constantly
collect souls,
out of fucking personalities.
All right. I saw someone called you Goro. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Why do I have so many arms?
Did Seth have a bad hair day? Yeah, Seth got in a fight with a blow dryer.
Does Seth have a good hair day?
They're better than today. Question. Today was a fucking train wreck.
But what?
Kevin Owens is amped.
Bro, you're doppelganger. You're
losing it.
Your member of the multiverse there is just losing his mind right now on WWE Raw.
Freaking as Ciampa is here.
Your variant is just losing his goddamn mind.
Right, we got to get this one under control. Seth stomps him. No
one can survive. As I've got.
Uh-oh, here comes Big Bronson. Moving fast for a big man.
How does the fucking school bus sneak up on you like that?
Yeah, you didn't hear him coming?
Right. You didn't hear him huffing and puffing.
Oh, fuck. If only he was holding a glass of water, he would have known.
Right. And he was just sitting there. Two.
Right. Uh-oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, folks. The next match is underway, I think, as Ciampa and Big Bronson.
Oh, it's a high knee.
Hey, now.
Hey, we haven't gotten ding ding, so we can't get predictions because we haven't had a ding ding.
Yeah, we're going to commercial.
Before the ding ding. Pause.
Right. Side plate tribute was cool. There you go. My favorite comment of the night. And typical Nick, he's probably like, why ain't I ping? Why are you ping?
No, I was like, is that racist?
Pong's got no with it.
I'm like, no, you can have that. But I'm like, it is reference.
Happy birthday, Thony? Anthony.
Oh,
there's an Anthony. That's cute. Where's Anthony? Did he say, oh, Anthony, hey, old friend. Happy birthday, sir.
I was gonna say, see, we were at the bar waiting for you to show up for your birthday. Motherfucker, where are you at?
First round on Nick.
I mean, fuck it. I got Monopoly money.
What?
I said, fuck it. I got Monopoly money.
Yeah, right?
How much does Bitcoin cost in the metaverse?
Right? Fashionista Nakamura. What's it's funny that Nakamura is the fashionista out of the two. Well, how do we get there?
No, no.
I agree with AB here. AB, I think you're spot on. I really love what they're doing with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, 100%. This is best Nakamura.
Is it the best Nakamura
since NXT? In WWE, sorry.
There you go. The same thought said differently. But yeah, since we got him out of NXT, this might be the best rendition of him since NXT.
I was hoping for more when we got him versus AJ, and it failed to deliver. This is far and away better than that.
Okay. Yeah. Steel City Street Fight. That's what they were saying. Okay, so I did hear KO say, what's the name of that? Okay, so Steel City Street Fight. So the tag match is going to be a street fight, which opens the door for interference and shenanigans. Some might say lazy booking, but we'll see. I don't think so.
Yeah, well, now they've updated to a Steel City Street Fight. Well, is it in Pittsburgh?
Yes, they're in Pittsburgh.
Yes. Oh, okay, so it is in Pittsburgh. Yeah. So where's Britt Baker?
Bring out your terrible towels. Let's go.
Don't tempt me. I got a Roethlisberger jersey.
Oh, wow. God bless you, my brother. There you go, Wayne. I appreciate the shout.
Peace be with you and also with you. I was going to say, my name is Achu.
That one was so good, I clicked on it twice. Commercial break.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised you didn't fucking jump at the joke of the reference I made.
Oh, I missed the last part. Sorry.
No, with my name being Hachu.
Oh, no, I caught you.
Okay.
Wait, I got to pump up. White man can't jump. Who will take NA title from Dom Dragon Lee?
Eventually.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Fair enough.
Bronson Reed for the win. Interesting. Bronson needs better. He's young. It's early.
But even then, has this really hurt him that much?
No, not really. And they've exchanged wins. Like, they're both kind of flat because of the 50-50 booking. But again, it's like Bronson's one of those guys, like, he can kind of get away with that for now, and then eventually you can turn him on, right? But you're just trying to get him in the ring and get him reps. Pause.
I was going to say, yeah, you turn me on all the time. But 100%, you don't maybe get DIY versus Bronson and Baron? We get the BBs versus, Bronson DIY.
Interesting. Maybe. You know what'd be crazy? Wow. DIY shows up as heels and takes out Sammy and KO at the street fight.
Well, would you really hate it, though? That's the thing.
No.
If DIY took the tag titles right now, babyface or heel, would you really hate it?
No, I think I'd be behind it. I think I'd be okay with it, and especially if they did it properly. And I want to see more emphasis on tag team wrestling. So there we go.
Oh, don't worry. If you wanted an emphasis on tag team wrestling, go ahead and watch All In.
Yeah, no shit.
You got all.
Tampa's got Bronson up. Holy shit. White noise.
Yeah, Kratos has got Bronson Reed up.
Kratos, perfect.
Oh,
go ahead.
What?
No Cody promo tonight. Oh my God, how will you sleep well? And we're not done yet, AB. Don't jinx it.
Give it time, and trust me, we've got it. Cody's promos still echo through eternity, so you can always still hear them.
Right.
As much as I can try and just put that over.
Ciampa wins. Bronson and Ciampa look like they could be a tag team. They could be. They'd be formidable.
Oh yeah. Two count.
Today I found a match from FMW in 1997. It was Terry Funk and Mankind, who was in WWF at the time, against Onita and Masato Tanaka. That was pretty close on all of that. I just want to say Mike Awesome was also somehow involved.
Because Tanaka was involved. So very much as you have your Rock Austins, you have your, 1As to 1Bs, your magnetic connection that will always intertwine is Mike Awesome and Tanaka.
Yeah. And you know what? That's the most remarkable. I know we talked a lot about Bray the last few days, but the remarkable thing about Terry Funk is that he literally had different pockets of his career, like his New Japan time, his ECW time, his NWA time. Like, this man was like really was relevant everywhere he went.
Well, and see, as much as you say that it's a differentiator, I still think it's a commonality between the two, to where you have so many multiple iterations of the same human being, but you got an entire different person, an entire different personality, an entire different experience, seeing that person at that time. You could say that with Cult Leader Bray, Fiend Bray, Uncle Howdy Bray. You could say that with ECW Bray or ECW Funk. You could say that with, Territories Funk, where he was one of Dusty and Ric Flair's and all that's the biggest rivals and all of that. You could say that with Chainsaw Charlie. Like you've got so many iterations across both these guys.
Yeah. And complete, like, I mean, again, like, not many guys are like, he was the most technical wrestler in all the territories. And then he was the craziest son of a bitch ever showed up in Japan. You're like, what? Like,
right,
the same person. And then he had a feud with Sabu. And you're like, what? Oh, wait, wow, what a botch. A botch ending. And even Michael Cole had to say awkward ending. He went for the crucifix and didn't get it, ended up like on top of him.
He's too big to pin him in the crucifix. He didn't have the duct tape to tie him down, since you were talking about Sabu with the duct tape to tie his bicep together.
He ended up looking like he was shagging his chin. It wasn't a good situation. It was sloppy.
Well, I mean, there was jokes I was going to make there. I like being on YouTube. All I'm going to say is shagging in a bush, and you can go from there.
Here's Becky.
What a name of Shania Twain who's interviewing Becky.
That is Jackie Redmond, Canadian.
Yeah, that's why it looks like she's wearing a fucking Canadian tuxedo as an outfit.
Exactly. Check out the denim on Jackie. She's looking solid.
What is it with Canadians in denim, by the way?
I don't know. It's because it's versatile and it stays warm. Like, it doesn't wear out easy, and it you can wear it in the winter.
Was that the hemp for you fuckers before hemp was a thing? Is just denim?
No, always been denim. Fuck him.
Well, no, I'm saying you had. Well, yeah, you had denim, and then now you've moved to where everything's THC, cannabis.
Right? Yeah, that we've transitioned.
You're self-sufficient on just byproducts.
Here comes Rhea Ripley. Get Ciampa off my TV. Why? JV, you're gonna have to elaborate on that. The crowd is flat. Yeah, a little flat. No one cares about this match.
No, they won't be now because we've got Mommy. And every time I look at Thomas Mysterio, I think of C. Montgomery Burns. God damn it, Dom, I tell you to shave them sideburns. Them fuckers keep going higher and higher. Dude, she's a fucking star.
Oh, 100%.
Imagine if you had 81,000 with Rhea Ripley coming out.
Yep. And I mean, I want to see it. I really do. I mean, we're gonna get our WrestleMania moment. She's an absolute star, man. You can't deny it. And this dynamic with Dom has been crazy. It's been working. And again, as much as people cheer her, they boo the shit out of him. It's a funny dynamic, but it's working.
Oh, 100%. We've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the best pro wrestlers doing it. Mm-hmm. Not male, not female. One of the best pro wrestlers doing it.
Absolutely. It said it was a 2-on-2 match, but it was actually a 3-on-3 match. Don't know who was Tanaka and Onita's partner, but the Gladiator Awesome was with Funk and Mick.
I don't know whether to believe you, think that's a fever dream,
that
or
sounds
think
about
that's
right.
a Hogan lie, which, by the way, can we just acknowledge all of Hogan's mysterious truth?
Dude, we talked about this. We've talked about this so many times of like, the baffling thing is, look, if you're an average Joe and you're going to work and you're fucking over, we've all bumped into a guy at our job that like oversells his life. Oh, I did this and I could have done that. And you're like, why are you working next to me for fucking nothing? But then you get this guy who's had an illustrious career, one of the best to ever do it as far as box office. And why are you making shit up? Your life was probably pretty cool without lying.
Well, and to do it at such a public level, and then to lie at such a public level of this man's out here of like, and yeah, so at Super Bowl 42, I sat there and threw the fucking game-winning touchdown pass and everything. It's everything he says is 100% fact-checked, like inaccurate, but people are just like, good for you. You said it. It's so great. Like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the perk of him not fucking around with the internet and stuff. So he can lie, and then everyone's like on the internet going, "This guy's lying."
And that's no thing.
He's just ignorant to the whole thing.
Well, right? He's ignorant, and that's we can follow it up with something else. But yeah, he's just ignorant.
Yeah, it qualifies. I heard it say, "Who's it?" I heard them say that Terry Funk.
Rochambeau is who's it?
You're it. Terry Funk is your favorite wrestler. Forever.
I think that's the only. If we're gonna repeat shit, that's the only repeat I can follow up that way.
And listen, as far as Pal goes, I think the closest was. I mean, you talked about Terry Funk kind of being one of the guys that pulled you into wrestling.
Well, I was. Everybody at that time, you're a certain age, you're a certain child, and everything like that. Especially growing up in the Attitude type of era and everything like that, you get drawn into wrestling. But when you see a guy who looks like he's older than your father, that's out there with a fucking ladder going propeller around his head and everything like that, and they're talking about how he's a legend and everything, is like, well, wait, what the fuck has this guy done then? And then you start to go down the rabbit hole that is pro wrestling, which don't ever do that unless you don't ever want to come out of it, because there's 18 million pathways you can go.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, did Austin ever interview Funk for his podcast?
That's such a weird miss.
Yeah, no, right? No, I don't recall that.
You have just Austin out here talking like this, and then you have Punk, or you have Funk.
Same way.
Well, Funk would just be like, yeah, guy, when I lost my shoes in the Hell in a Cell.
It's a 6.5 hour podcast.
Well, and even then, but still, Funk has that weird thing like Brock does a little bit of the voice doesn't match the body. Like he just comes off so soft spoken and so gentle and so sweetheart. And it's like, no, you were the guy that was in Roadhouse just gorilla pressing people like it was nobody's business, with no wires, no stuntman, no nothing. You were just like, no, you go there now. You go there now.
Right. Because you don't have to clean denim as often. Ding. That's a good reason.
But how does maple syrup do on denim? We don't know.
Man, I got to bring you up.
That's the test in Canada, is how much has fabric tested.
I wish I could convince I wish I could have convinced your American ass that maple syrup is only a fallacy. Tiffany,
Bro,
speaking of a fallacy,
tap houses around me and everything like that growing up.
Have an epiphany.
I was gonna say she out here looking like a stick of bubble gum that I'd love to chew on. Pause. What?
Jackie has a solid grip on that mic. Jackie Redmond. Ding. Okay.
There you go. What comes around is all around.
Japan loves cowboys and Kit Kats. What?
No, I kind of halfway get that.
Yeah, right?
You kind of halfway get that. Trust me, as someone who has an Asian wife, yeah.
So we got Rhea Ripley in the ring with Dom, and she letting Raquel know what's up, as she will be taking on Raquel Gonzalez. Or is it Rodriguez? Gonzalez?
Rodriguez.
At Payback, folks. It's going to be a good one. Real denim was meant to just be brushed off. Not much water. Listen to this.
Y'all on some cowboy shit.
We're turning into a Levi's commercial on this fucker.
Hashtag not sponsored, by the way. Again, as much as we want to plug this shit, if someone would like to sponsor us to plug their shit,
happily both
we're fully up there. Again, everything is before hashtag not sponsored.
Right. Commercial break number 10. Speaking of not sponsored,
I was gonna say commercial break number 5.
Lying in wrestling used to be known as kayfabe. Now it's called a Hogan. Ding. I like it, Mark. Real denim was made with natural indigo, cost a fortune, and months to dye. Look at this. Getting a denim lesson. I appreciate this. Can we get NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown and Survivor Series this year, KJ and Nick? I hope not, Damian. Not to rain on your parade, big guy. I just think that it just sometimes feels so forced together, and they don't generally make it work the best of ways. So I'd rather they don't. I'd rather just have good storylines going into Survivor Series. I really hope we get War Games. I really hope you find a way to build an angle towards War Games. And again, if you're going to do Survivor Series, you build to it. You make it make sense. You make it work. And here comes Raquel. Ciampa is the type of guy that isn't for the WWE. He doesn't resonate with the crowd. He is one of those guys that you can't polish and stench or the stench of the indies off of. JV, you know what? You're not completely wrong. I understand your approach. As right now, we got Raquel and Rhea going toe-to-toe, but Raquel in control. But I think, like, you'll see. If you push them properly, if you build them properly, people forget. And, I mean, I think the DIY thing could help break them out. I think DIY could be good if done properly. And the fans kind of want it. But Raquel is chucking Rhea Ripley out of the ring. Not many have handled Rhea Ripley like this in a long time. And Dom is left behind. But you know what's going to happen, right? Here's Rhea with a headbutt. 1997 was an amazing year for wrestling. True. 97, 98, 96 was pretty good. Oh! Hip toss by Raquel. Missing the clothesline, but eating the second one. And Rhea rolls out. There you go. Anybody in the chat right now think Rhea Ripley could lose at Payback? I'm curious. Anybody picking Raquel? And it's no offense to Raquel. I think she's good. I just don't think she's going to win. My cookies are 36 milligrams. I saw someone mention CCs earlier, and I didn't know we skipped over that, but it'd be the first, getting THC and CCs. My cookies are 36 milligrams. There you go. And we got Trish and Zoe, which I believe we're getting pretty close to this main event now, guys. Creeping that way. Falls count anywhere. Zoe Starks and Becky Lynch. Literally everything. We are hearing from the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. When? When, Damien? It hasn't happened yet. Braun had her in the gym working out. Maybe not anymore. Does Tiffany Stratton get involved in Becky Lynch match? No, I don't think so. But some people have thought that Trish could mentor Tiffany pretty well. That would be a bit of a reach. I know Nick might be in the distance cringing a little at the idea of Trish and Tiffany working together, but it's possible. It's possible, Dale. I mean, do I see it happening? No, I think they're going to let her be. She's the face of the show. Like, I'm getting a package right now for NXT, a commercial, and it's Tiffany. She became the new Mandy Rose. As we get a fatal four-way tomorrow for the number one contender, we will be here live for that. We will be here for Dynamite as well. That one's going to be fun. I mean, it's a go-home show, guys. The first Dynamite after All In, it's a go-home show for All Out. It's going to be interesting. If there's ever a Dynamite to tune into, this might be a one. Without using Google, who knows what a Yowie Wowie is? Larry, that's terrifying, other than a greeting. Really, I don't know how Austin missed that. It would have been huge. Could have been Terry, though. Like, I mean, Terry got to a point where he didn't go very many places, you know? You get later in the years, and I don't know how it would have worked. Now, I figure they may have been pretty close proximity-wise, but again, it's a tough show. Plus, I think Austin, again, getting guided by like WWE producers, want something a little more current, which is unfortunate. Wrestling for Life brought to you by Levi Strauss. There you go. Fuck. More like Dickies or Lee. I don't know if I'm insulted or compliment there. I don't know how to feel about it. Here comes Rhea's Kryptonite. Steve G. Raquel has been Rhea's Kryptonite. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Not wrong at all, actually. Osh, gosh, by gosh, jeans. Oh, now we're going right down the rabbit hole of denim. Braun Hatter in the gym got that one. I'm staying with Mammy. Good choice. If you only had enough funds for one Chicago pay-per-view, would you go to All Out or Survivor Series? Listen, people are going to hate my answer, Survivor Series. And it's a little bit of an unfair advantage because Survivor Series has a long-standing meaning to me, right? I've been watching Survivor Series for 30 plus years. It's so that's kind of the difference. Also, yeah, I think the spectacle and how the show gets put off, I'm leaning towards Survivor Series. Though watching Punk in Chicago would be pretty cool. I don't think anyone on the Raw roster can be a big enough star to take the strap from Rhea. So not even Raquel? Interesting. I agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate on this one. That mindset about Ciampa is exactly the WWE's problem in the last 20 years. Why do you think they would never get behind Danielson or Punk? Because archaic views about the independents. Yeah, and I mean, Dave, I see where you're going, and you're not wrong. I mean, Vince for sure. I think Triple H has proven that he's very interested and aware of the independent scene, and he knows there's talent there. He knows that wrestling's changed. It's not what it used to be. It's not the Lex Lugers and the Ultimate Warriors and these big, huge, beefy guys. Even though some do exist. Shout out Brian Cage. But I mean, you've seen it change. The problem is, I think at times is if you don't get behind them quick and you don't get behind them early, you kind of get why the fans aren't into it. The fans don't exactly know, especially the casual or your standard WWE fan, don't exactly know everything they need to know about Ciampa. We do, but at the end of the day, and we're advertising the championship belts again, by the way, but at the end of the day, if you don't bring somebody in out of the independents and set them on fire, then you're starting on the wrong foot. It's not going to go very well. Rhea wins. I'm with you, Todd. I'm loving the build between Rodriguez and Ripley. I agree, Damien. For people who said, Rhea hasn't defended the belt much since Mania, hasn't really been challenged, Rodriguez is a legitimate contender for the title. And she is one of the few women that can toss Rhea Ripley around. Tiffany and Becky is the next feud. Interesting. Oh, well, Becky did tweet about going down. So maybe that does happen. Falls count anywhere. You bump into Tiffany. You lose tonight. Win on Sunday or win on Saturday. I don't know. Commercial break number 11. Holy shit, Curtis. We're probably going to get 12, 13. We still got a half hour. We're going to, damn. Zoe Starks for the W at main event. Maybe. That's a maybe. Solid maybe, Richard. So right now we're getting a run through of Payback. The card looks all right. KO and Zayn against Damian and Finn's going to be solid. We're going to get an episode of the Waller effect with Cody. That's got to be interesting. There has to be a reason for that. Somebody comes out, something. Would you not assume? I can't imagine they're setting up a Waller-Cody rivalry. I don't imagine that. Oh, okay. Fun fact, Larry. I appreciate it. One of Bray's characters. Oh, we're getting a tribute to Terry Funk. So, my shiny head going to be showing again for a couple minutes, folks. But we are getting a tribute to the man, Terry Funk. We got about 27 minutes left, according to my coverage. I love these. I love the WWE's production is second to none. It really is. We'll get to that real quick. I thought I saw Nick. Nope. Maybe. I could see that running for 7 weeks. But now we got Austin talking about Funk. It's intense. Such an intensity. And there's Ric Flair. They had a legendary rivalry for those who do not know, but Flair and Funk were outstanding together. Cody and Cena versus Waller and someone. I don't know if I like that, James. Don't love it. How would we feel? Thumbs up or thumbs down on a Cody Cena rivalry? I'm very curious what you guys think. Would you be happy if it was Cody Cena for a few weeks? But again, it's like uber babyface. Swamp Talk. Wrasslin for Life podcast. If it was a cartoon. Dude, I like that. I like that a lot, Rocco. Now we're looking at, they're talking about Mick Foley, Terry Funk. Clips of the New Age Outlaws. Hey, there's Mr. Gunn, the new Trios champion over at AEW. Nice. Thumbs up. Okay. Oh, no. Cody versus Waller, and he loses again. Yeah, you can't keep having Waller do the same shit. Cody and Cena versus Waller in theory, and Cena turns. No, Cena's not going to turn. God, it makes no sense at this point in history for Cena to turn. Ah, Dusty Rhodes. One of my faves. You make an old man feel good. And I had that quote from Terry Funk. I mean, absolutely beautiful. You know, he wanted to be buried. He wanted to go to heaven in the wrestling ring. He wanted an eternal battle royal, and I hope he's getting it right now. I've seen a run a heel faction with Theory. I'm sorry, it's a non-factor, my buddy. At this time in history, I don't imagine we're ever going to get heel Cena. I mean, if they did it could it work? Maybe. But there it is. Rest in peace to the man, Terry Funk. And again, big chance for Terry. No way, Cody versus Cena. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that too. I'm leaning more towards that than yay. But here comes Becky. Middle-aged and crazy. I love it. Crazy Like a Fox, also a classic. Tougher than shoe leather. There you go, my guy. Curtis, well said. Mind your own business, Dad. Classic Terry Funk line. Rest in peace. A-Town, love it. Did you see on Seth Rollins' side plate? It was the World Heavyweight Championship. I had the Fiend Bray Wyatt on. I didn't notice it at the time. I did notice it later when I was taking a break. Really, really cool. And we saw Seth Rollins, pay tribute to Bray in a match and a house show. I mean, we're going to see a lot of little things like that. I mean, you saw the emotion, you saw the feeling. This one is cut a lot of people deep. So, good shout to Seth. But Becky and Zoe are about to give us Falls Count Anywhere. Now, can somebody out there remind me, is there any other match scheduled for this evening? Got Becky Lynch. I will take your predictions as well. Zoe, I don't see Zoe winning, but you never know. Billy Graham and Terry Funk both died at 79. It's always weird that in death, there's like the crazy coincidences and the weird things that we connect and correlate. And the funny little nuances, but yeah, two great men made it to 79. Bob Barker passing away at 99. I mean, not making light of anything, but if anybody should have went out at just under $1, I mean, sometimes it just writes itself. Becky, the man for the win. I'm gonna go Zoe for the win. I'm gonna go against my gut. Zoe. Becky's outfit is phenomenal. There you go. And I'm back in a commercial break. And if anybody can think of anything else that we were supposed to get tonight, I'm really curious. Because, I mean, we come back, we'll get an entrance. I mean, there's a lot of time left on the clock for what these ladies are going to do. So I hope they're ready to tear it down. How did you like Saraya getting that moment yesterday? Dave, it was a cool moment. It was, listen, if I'm going to be honest, truthfully honest, out of the 4 women in the match, my opinion was Saraya was the least deserving to win that match. Now, everyone's caught up in the sentiment and the emotion. Great moment for her. Who am I to judge? But if you were going to have this big, giant babyface moment, they could have got there, like leading into that moment. They should have made it make more sense. But I thought Toni Storm should win. I get why they did it. And I'm all for, you know what, screw it. One night only. We'll see what her title run's like. I'm really curious about that. But it was a cool moment. And I heard her brother on busted open trying to pitch his career on the heels of his sister's success. So we'll see what happens there. Apparently he's just working on a visa. Becky the man for the win. Got that one. Becky's outfit. Got that one. Zoe. Becky. Zoe. Betty White and Bob Barker passed away at 99. There you go. He was supposed to 100 in October, KJ. Maybe you might have to remind me what I was talking about. Becky is my boo. There you go, Todd. Good choice. Zoe for the win. Jerry the King Lawler returns the Monday Night Raw on a commercial break. It's good to see the King is doing better. Damien, fill me in on that. I don't know exactly. I haven't caught that yet or caught the story on that. By all means, let me know. Yeah, that's interesting. Commercial break 12. There's at least 2 more. So we're going to at least 2 more, Curtis. It's got to be. Need more commercial breaks before the end of the night, the end of the show tonight. Yeah, there's been a lot. And again, I always kind of say that the more you notice commercials, it means we're getting less between the commercials. And that's why the commercials stand out. Like, oh, shit, another one. But if you're amped and into it, sometimes you don't realize how it's going by. But tonight's okay. Why wasn't there AEW All-In replay? I have no idea, sir. You're going to have to talk to the Bleacher Report or whoever else, but I have no idea. Saraya winning the belt, far too fairy tale. She didn't even earn the victory. Yeah, but I mean, if she was a big baby face going into the match and it was this big triumphant moment, her family's all there, great. But this whole kind of like, and I get it, people are gonna say I'm out of touch or I'm being picky, but I just grew up in a world where you never got like big family moments with the heel. You know what I mean? Unless everybody was healing it up. So again, to your point, I felt like she didn't deserve the women's title. I don't think her in. I loved Paige at her peak, but since she's come back, time has changed. No offense, I think she's great in a manager role, but it's kind of like Jericho for me. Jericho didn't deserve to be in that match with Osprey, and I know one of our buddies was talking about, Mark. Oh wow, they're showing Tiffany again. Do you think this is like oh yeah, you guys want to show Sasha? We'll show Tiffany. Right? Look who's in our audience. And here comes Zoe with a kendo stick and Trish Stratus. Remember, folks, get your predictions in. But yeah, I feel like Saraya didn't deserve it. They hadn't really worked it there. The matches she had since re-signing or joining AEW, the matches haven't been good. She hasn't, like, you're not like, oh my God, look at, she's in top-notch form. Look at her wrestle. She even botched the finisher last night. But we just kind of ignore shit, in my humble opinion. Too much so. Fuck it, just do it. And there's too much of that. Jericho turned babyface so he could play with his band, and the crowd turned him heel anyway because they wanted Osprey to win. But Becky's got a kendo stick of her own, and ding, 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 folks. Becky not wasting any time. No more matches. This is the main event. All right. So they're giving Becky and Zoe a shit ton of time. Hopefully Outcasts break up. It looks like they're going to break up. I mean, Toni Storm punched Saraya's mom. She also took the spray in the face. That should be the rivalry then. Toni Storm chase Saraya. And hopefully it's interesting. Hopefully they get a good amount of TV time to do something decent. The Outcast stuff has been garbage. It just has been, guys. You don't believe me? Go look up the Outcast jumping the librarian. Horrible shit. Zoe going to get ragdolled like Seth on a Saturday night. All right, I like it. We'll see. Love seeing her family flanking her. They're British independent legends. They are. And I understand that moment. I just wish we would have got to that conclusion. I mean, to me, it's like going to a movie and the bad guy wins at the end. And then you're like, oh, but look, he's with his family. This is great. It's just, again, that's just me being a little picky, but it was what it was. Bob Barker turning 100 in October. Yes. Thank you, AB. Vitamins make me the short term, struggles. Zoe, I don't think you can have Becky win tonight and again in the steel cage. That's what I'm thinking, JV. I'm thinking that could be the answer. Yes, still freaky that Bray passed on Vince's birthday. The universe is strange. That another weird coincidence. Who would have thunk it, right? Like Bray passes away on Vince's birthday of all days. It's crazy. Bob Barker beating up Happy Gilmore. Classic. Still, I mean, Nick said it twice tonight, right? The price is wrong, bitch. Still a classic moment. Wow. We have lost Bray. Yeah, I put a post up about this, James. But Bray, Terry, Sheik, Jay Briscoe, Billy Graham, Adrian Adonis. No, wait. Yeah. Who else? There's like 7, and we missed a few more. I did post about it today. Wow. Trish goes to throw a chair into the ring and hits Zoe in the face with it. What? Trish is just chucking shit. Like, is this an ode to Terry? Why didn't they call this the Terry Funk Hardcore match? Why didn't we call this the Terry Funk Hardcore match instead of that bullshit we got on Friday? Come on, folks. I'm listening. Tell me if I'm wrong on that. We're getting the Foley chair spot. We want tables. Will we get Lita or Mickey? I want them to give us Mickey. I mean, Lita's done it before. I'm less excited for another Lita return. Mickey would be a huge pop, and Mickey can still go. That's the exciting part about Mickey. Like, she's in phenomenal shape, and I'm such a huge fan of Mickey James. Stratton in the crowd. That's a cool cameo. I find it ironic, AB. You got, Tony zooming in on Monet, and the next night they're like, we got somebody in the audience too. Trish helping Zoe, Becky on the top turnbuckle. Zoe hooked up on that top rope. We're going to get a leg drop here, folks. Becky come down hard. Will we get Lita? Got that one. Zoe, Honey Badger Stark for the win. Tiffany going to interfere? I don't think so, but maybe. Becky did put out a bit of a teasing tweet about how she's never had that NXT belt. Interesting. Are we going to get a Lita return? I don't know. But you assume at some point somebody's got to help Becky. Becky's been dealing with both these women for weeks. Here comes Tiff. Here comes Trish again. Tiff Stratus. Good job. Now to come to think of it, what if Tiffany interfering in the steel cage? It's possible. It is, because like I said, they did tease it, so perhaps. And I did hear rumors before about how Tiffany would work well under Trish. Very peculiar. As Becky laying waste to Trish Stratus right now. Got the kendo stick swinging, folks. Thank you. Adrian Street, my bad. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Actually, Adrian Adonis passed away in Canada in a car accident on the East Coast. But yeah, thank you for the clarification. This is the true Terry Funk hardcore match. I don't know what was going on SmackDown with the hardcore match. It was embarrassing. It really was. It was really stupid. They should have done it this. They should have called this the Terry Funk Falls Count Anywhere match. It didn't even have to be a hardcore match. But this is a much better ode to Terry Funk than what we got in that tag team match. As Curtis, we are on another commercial break. Zoe for the win with the help from Trish. Zoe for the win with the help from Trish and Tiffany. Let's go big. Adonis is from Buffalo. True story. I wouldn't mind seeing Emma helping out Trish. That would be a shock, a bit of a surprise. We're not doing shit with Emma. I have no idea. Zoe for the win, got that one. Mercedes being there did not pique my interest in the slightest. I'm broken. Truthfully, my friend, Sasha Banks doesn't do it for me. And I know there's I know there's several other channels out there where the host will just tell you that Sasha Banks is the best women's wrestler that ever existed. She's the best in the world. And do you, boo-boo? That's up to you. I'm all fine with it. Fine. But the truth is, I believe her hype is bigger than her performance. She's consistently hurt. My biggest concern with Sasha Banks is she physically meant to be a wrestler? Because she has struggles. The biggest hindrance in Sasha Banks' career wasn't WWE creative, wasn't Vince McMahon, wasn't Bruce Pritchard or Johnny Laurinaitis, even though he's a big pain in the ass. It's been her inconsistency with in and out. She's hurt, not hurt, hurt, not hurt. You put her in a program, she gets hurt. I will give her credit. She had some amazing matches. Her Bailey, her Charlotte was outstanding. But for my money, if Sasha goes back to the WWE, and a big reason she didn't want to go back to the WWE is, to me, she's 5th, 6th on your depth chart. You got Rhea, you got Charlotte, you got Bailey, you got Becky. Those are all women who do promos and, for the most part, promos and in-ring better than Sasha. I like Sasha. She's just not the top dog in this world. It is best for her career, I think, that she does try to go to AEW. And if they treat her like a star, she's the top star in that women's division. Biggest name value, most experience, and a really good performer at that level. Again, if she came back to WWE, great. But I think she has an issue with not being the queen of the division. And I just don't think she is. Did Dreamer do anything big in memory of Funk on Emergence? Not to my knowledge, Dave. Not that I saw. He had I heard him on Busted Open really talk, really speak highly of Funk and their relationship and what Funk meant to ECW. So did Bully. So I don't know if he did anything specific off the top of my head, Dave. It was a long day. Becky deserves to lose for using kendo stick on Trish. Just straight up, screw it. I don't care. Yeah, that's funny. Don't forget both Draws and Bushwhackers. Yeah, that's again, Draws was on the list. We lost Butch. Well, I loved the Bushwhackers when I was a kid. How could you not? It's funny as hell. We're getting the commercial to the return of John Cena. Emma would be better with Chelsea. Emma could work with Chelsea. If you give us like Impact Emma, right? Like Tennille Dashwood with Chelsea could work great. You just kind of get like a play on the beautiful people, that kind of idea. Like, I like Emma. I don't get what her problem is with WWE, why she can't seem to make it work. Send her to NXT. Let her do something there. But she was really good as Tennille Dashwood. Right? Have Chelsea Green, Emma, and bring out Caleb with a K or Caleb with a C. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But we got a 2 count on the floor. We have a suplex into the guardrail. Becky going for the W. Not yet. Sasha lost my respect when she walked out of WWE. Fair enough. Valid. Many people criticized her for that because, I mean, it's the old adage. Yeah, you were mad. Yeah, you took something personal. But walking out on your teammates, your coworkers didn't fuck you over. So I never really agree with anybody walking out on something. You can quit, but walking out, a few hours before a show, it's unprofessional. Zoe won. Sasha Banks, best dressed woman in wrestling. I mean, it looks like she has the same designer as Seth Rollins. Friday's hardcore match makes tonight's match look like Taker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell. AB, you're not wrong, man. Like I said, it was really hard to watch a Terry Funk hardcore match, and it was fucking so bad. It was people said it on the stream. It was softcore. It wasn't hardcore. It was softcore. They should be titling this match the Terry Funk Falls Count Anywhere match. At least we got chairs. At least they had the decency. Trish knows what she's doing. Chucking, 7-8 chairs into the ring. One off Zoe's face. Wow. Great move by Zoe over the top rope and landing on that chair. Nice move. Sasha Banks is great. I disagree with KJ. Oh, Damien, my guy. I'm the biggest AKA Mercedes Moné Sasha Banks fan there is. Listen, you know what? Different strokes for different folks, Damien. I got no hate for you because you dig Sasha. She doesn't get over with me. I don't think she's a good promo. I don't think she speaks to me like when she's in something. And I will say the asterisk to that, my guy, if she could consistently be a heel, I'd be much happier. I really think part of why I stopped liking Sasha Banks was I was really just sick of hearing Michael Cole. Wow! Superplex onto the chairs! 2. Wow. Big suplex on the pile of chairs. And these women are going all out tonight. I got sick of hearing Michael Cole go, it's boss time. I think that was part of it was just triggery by the end of her career. in the WWE. I'm like, Cole's got to stop doing that. Bayley isn't better than Sasha. I disagree, Mr. G. I think Bayley's a better performer and a better overall wrestler than Sasha Banks. I think she has way more range. I think she's a better promo. I think she's more believable, and I think overall more physically imposing in the ring. I would. That's just my opinion. I choose Bayley over Sasha. Wow, Trish taking the feet out from under Becky on the table. See, at some point, the numbers game's got to get neutralized. Taker, Trish, best dressed. All right. I'll just go with Trish. I agree with you, Larry. Trish, all the way. Sasha Banks is good. How I would book her is as a heel, part of a faction. Dang, I agree with you on that completely. And you get less of her in the ring and more on the stick as a unit would bring the heel heat money. Yeah, and I mean, if she was a heel and you gave her a really good heater, right? If you gave her a talker, like if she was aligned with like a Zelina Vega, which may be a bad example, but somebody that could talk like Zelina, because Zelina can get over with her talk. Sasha just struggled in that. I think Trinity Fatu did as well. I think like even going to Impact, Trinity's a great athlete. She's not a great promo. And I just for the record, I'm not saying Sasha sucks. Sasha's in the upper echelon of talent in the world. I just don't think if she was in the WWE right now, she's the best women's wrestler in WWE. I don't think it. I think there's a lot of wrestlers overall better. This is my take. Punk is a drama queen. AEW doesn't need another one. Well, Becky kicks out at 2 and looked to be over as now we're in the crowd. Look at this, guys. We got the Bulldog through the table. Amazing. I'm sorry, folks. I'm enjoying this one. But yeah, literally 2 women for this entire match. And Cole pointing it out makes me think that something's got to give. I believe, Mr. Bash, if we're going to be fair and honest, I believe AEW has a plethora of sorry, I'm distracted. Holy shit. Zoe just knocked Trish off the platform through a table, and Becky is left with Zoe. So maybe Becky's, wow, rock bottom through a table, and it's over. What a match. What a match. I agree, KJ. If she was the best, why didn't Trish face Sasha at SummerSlam instead of Charlotte? Listen, I know people hate Charlotte, but Charlotte's on another level, and we can talk all night about Charlotte. But I get it. Oh, her dad. People don't. Sometimes people get stuck. You know, like first impressions. Well, our first impression of Charlotte was that's Ric Flair's daughter. But after we realized that, she had to show up and work, and she worked. Her pay-per-view performances have been outstanding, and it's not like she sandbagged or gave us shit matches. She went in there and performed, and again, with somebody like Sasha Banks in really great matches, like the ladies just put on right now. Come on, let's be real. Sasha's the real wiener. All right, Dave. You don't see her best friend whining about all the shit the company has, and that's a good point. So you're not wrong. But Becky Lynch picks up the win. She looks emotional. Like she's crying. We went off the air with Becky Lynch in tears. And I might have missed why, guys. It maybe made a gesture of some kind, but she hits the manhandle slam off the whatever it was, the platform, the table, in through a table. Trish goes through a table. She went through a table. A hell of a main event from the ladies. SmackDown could only go so hardcore on Friday. It's still bullshit. Is because Kentucky laws that prevent it. So then don't do it, Daniel. And I appreciate your sentiment. Don't do it. And if you were paying attention, tonight was the in honor of Terry Funk hardcore match. It was a thing of beauty. They did really well. 2 out of 3. Trish win and Payback. I'd be shocked. Steve G, I'd be absolutely shocked if that's it. Pretty good Raw, 7.5 out of 10. Bash, I like it. Get your ratings in, by the way, folks. Still got over 50 people hanging around. We completely appreciate all of y'all. Big botch for Zoe. Yeah, a little bit. Skip the matches altogether and just film backstage. Ding. That's where your money is. You know what you should do? You should film AEW like a reality show, like The Hills, or like fucking Keeping Up with the Kardashians, like they did for All Access, but have that every Wednesday. But in the show, wrestling matches break out and fights break out, like literally like a kayfabe reality show. That's how they should run AEW. Just follow cameras backstage and wait for everybody to start fighting with each other. Yeah, fight. 2 and 3. Dale on the losing end tonight. Apparently, Terry and his wife were having marital problems, and she was threatening to leave him because she couldn't handle him always being on the road. So he gave the NWA notice to take him off. It's very true. I heard that story as well, similar to that. And I mean, I think one of his infamous stories was he left a note for Vince and said he had to get home to a sick horse. Like, that's classic, right? Like, oh, I got to go home. I got to go tend to my horse. KJ, John Cena is supposed to be sticking around for 2 months. Who do you think he'll feuds with? It's very hard to say, AB. He's going to show up on Friday on SmackDown. I can't imagine it's Roman. I can't. But if you could do a 2-month, yeah, but Roman's busy. Cody, maybe. I don't think Waller's there. I think Cena right now eats Waller alive. Who could it be? Would he put someone over? Like, would he take on like a Karrion Kross? I don't know. But they did say he's going to have some emotional words about Bray Wyatt, as you can imagine, the history they shared. Rhea Ripley exists, so there's no way Sasha is the best women's wrestler in the world. Sorry. Boston, short, sweet, to the point. Exactly. As long as Rhea Ripley's walking around doing what she's doing, right? Like, you're really talking about a woman who, if she, when she got in Solo's face, everyone's like, oh, let's have this match. Let's Solo Rhea. This is perfect. Let's go. Everybody was like, that's fucking awesome. If Sasha Banks stepped to Solo, we'd be like, all right, someone save the lady. See, different, not the same thing. KJ, but Bailey doesn't the proper hair color and yep, there you go. I'll let you have it. Vance, Punk was just to throw his limited authority around. He thinks he's a big fish. He is a big fish. That's where you're making the mistake, Daniel. And this is where I defend Punk. AEW is his pond. It is. And someone's going to end up cleaning his clock if he doesn't. Well, here's the funniest thing. The man that keeps getting called soft is the one that keeps knocking and choking people out. He's the one that keeps trying to make amends, and nobody wants to meet him face to face because they're scared shitless of him. And this is the problem. And we said it earlier tonight. I don't give a fuck who's in the wrong. The fighting has to stop. And if you have to fire Punk to stop the fighting and you want to keep Jungle Boy, fine. That's your choice. It's your company. Do you, boo-boo. But you got to solve the problem at this point. Everybody looks to Punk, but Punk didn't fuck up this time. Punk might have done better at shutting his mouth, but every time Punk gets mad and pops somebody in the mouth for being an asshole, doesn't make Punk a bad guy. It just makes him a little bit of a loose cannon. When does anybody, like Daniel, I don't see you in the chat saying, get rid of, the Young Bucks for breaking into his locker room. Get rid of Jungle Boy for getting in his face. We just ignore what happened. Doesn't matter what Jungle Boy did. It doesn't matter what Jack Perry did. Punk was involved. Fuck Punk. That's not fair. Whether you love or hate Punk, that's not fair. But he doesn't think he's a big fish, just to be clear. He is a big fucking fish in that company, and he's your biggest draw. And I keep saying it, and I wish it will happen, but it won't. But you take Punk and the Collision Crew, House of Black, Miro, Andrade, Starks, and you put them on every Wednesday, and I guarantee you that brand, that Dynamite brand, will grow. But they're on Saturdays because of nepotism, because of infighting, because of politics. That's what hurt All In. That's what's going to hurt All Out. And that is what's hurting the weekly show. Facts. Get your shit together. Make it better. Becky wins. Nice match 10. The show, I agree. 9.5 out of 10 says Bobby. Damn, 0-1. What the fuck? Vance. One swing, one miss. You're out. 7 out of 10 from Vance. I'll agree with you, Vance. I'm going to give this night a 7 out of 10. I really liked it. I thought the show was good. I thought it was solid. Again, a lot of commercials, so not the most exciting show, but they were building some stuff. Chad Gable's excellent. I'm all for Sami Zayn being in the ring. Love what Imperium's doing. And the main event was really fucking good. A really great women's match. Becky held the Bray armband and started crying. Thank you. I missed that part talking to you guys. So Becky went off the air in absolute emotional distress. She looked really upset. That makes complete sense. And I thought maybe I missed something like that, Bash, so thank you. She was crying because of Bray. Excellent. I agree. 7 out of 10. Great, different main event. Hey, we didn't get a Judgment Day, KO, Sammy, Cody Rhodes main event. There you go. Showing Bray armband. Thank you, Dale. Thank you. Yeah, I missed that. I just caught her crying right at the very end when I look back over. 9.5. Charlotte actually has a great advantage over many of the men who are multi-generational wrestlers. I'm listening. Wrestling is fake. I want UFC and Professional Fighters League fights now, not fake wrestling. Well, Curtis, I got two things to explain to you. One, we also cover the UFC, so there's that. Two, if you don't like wrestling, you fucking took a wrong turn somewhere, my guy. So you can happily get off at the next exit. Or, you know what, come back, just hang out. Maybe we'll just make friends. But wrestling, as fake as it may be, or as you want to call it, I will take it. And we also watch UFC. So I can't even go screw the UFC because I'm a fan. We just watched 292 here on this channel. So there you go, my guy. Either, get on the highway and be a for lifey, or hate wrestling elsewhere. Who clicks on a wrestling channel just to say I don't like wrestling? The main event saved Raw 8 out of 10. See you tomorrow. See you, Bobby. Good night. I'm out. I'm done. I'm sweating. 5 out of 10. Only exciting for me was the main event. All right, Steve, I'll give that. For Bray Wyatt, KJ, I love it. Thank you. You guys are awesome. When I ask a question, you guys. 7 out of 10. I agree with Dave. Fair enough. 9 out of 10. Class was in session. Hopefully, Con learned something about booking women's main event. Touche, Joe. I like it. 7.5, 10. Raw, KJ. Not bad, John. I'll take that. Really cool. I wish I was cool. Doyle rules. WWE isn't held over the fire by the Kentucky Athletic Commission. They can do whatever they want as they file business as entertainment like a concert. Dave, that is a valid point, but at the end of the day, either way, it was bad form. You can't dedicate a match to a man who just passed away and do it in the manner that you did it. It fucking sucked. Ladies tonight did Bray and Terry a wonderful justice. And Terry Funk too. There you go. Becky crying, lifting Bray's armband. There you go. Go watch Fake You. There you go. There you go. I mean, I can't even say that back. We you can tell me, I hate wrestling. I like UFC. Well, we watch that. Come hang out. We're good guys, even if you don't like wrestling. Thanks, Richard Martinez. Got it. I love it. I love the parts of it where Bray was focused on Becky getting emotional at the end. It was organic, good to see. AB, you know what? Those are the best moments in wrestling. And I know our friend in the chat felt like he felt the need to tell me how fake it was. But again, you have the ability to make people feel things, and those genuine moments are the best moments. Jesus. Guys, I'm going to say last call on chat. Stop throwing novels in the chat. I want to go home. But I love you. 8 great tributes and final match. 8 as well. Sergio, Raw was pretty good. Not great, but really good. 6 out of 10. Fair enough. I can accept the 6. Nah, Sammy stays. I don't know what I missed. Only reason why Collision is what it is because of Punk. He draws and his input into the direction of the show. and I agree with this, Boston, and I will say this for the CM Punk haters out there, and I've said it before. You go find me somebody from that Collision crew, FTR, Hobbs, Starks, all these guys that look what Collision has done for Ricky Starks. It did way more than Jericho did for Ricky Starks. Let's be real. So if you get somebody from in that show, that crew, to complain about CM Punk, I will change my opinion on CM Punk. But as long as everybody who complains about CM Punk are on that side or on the Cucamonga side, I don't buy it. I don't give a fuck. It is a witch hunt. And you guys know what it's like. If you're going to continue the witch hunt, you're only going to garner more support for the person that you're trying to bury. You're better off just letting bygones be bygones. They're a good one. They're on good terms now. Yeah, maybe. Did they kiss and make up? I love people act like they were there and know what was going on in the minds of the people involved and what actually happened. Newsflash, we'll never know. Again, that's why it's so hard to judge, guys. And everything's so fucking speculation. One report was Jack Perry got in Punk's face. Another report was Punk got in Jack Perry's face. We don't know. And I don't give a fuck. I think the argument is this. The biggest show in your company's history and one of the biggest shows in wrestling history, and you had two of your fucking staff in the back fucking squabbling like a couple children, right? Jack Perry should have shut his fucking mouth and not said what he said. Punk should have been mature enough to shut his fucking mouth and pick his spots when that kid came back through the curtain. Just let the kid walk by. You can fuck with him on another day, but nobody's checking their egos, and they're mismanaged. When the old adage, when the cat's away, the mice will play. And right now, Tony's pretty absent when it comes to managing the people. Again, he just writes the checks and everyone tells him how wonderful he is. That is your job. You get a huge payday as long as you keep complimenting the boss. And anybody who stepped out and said, oh, I don't really like the booking, or I don't like this method, or I don't like this direction, they get pushed out. They're not welcome. The CM Punks, the Thunder Roses, the Cody Rhodeses. I don't care about the elite, nor am I defending them. I didn't think you were, Daniel, in all fairness. Because the truth about Phil Brooks, they are all a bunch of politicking man-children. I love it. That are their own biggest marks for themselves. Yeah, including Punk. I think Punk falls into that category. I just heard too many nice stories about Punk to not believe it. Right? Like Punk bought a bunch of people Nando's chicken on last night. Punk showing up with coffee, Punk showing up with donuts, Punk taking time, even like a Jade Cargill, Punk's awesome. Hobbs, Punk is great. So not everybody thinks Punk is an asshole. Some people think he's an asset, a mentor, a friend. FTR love Punk. So who's right and who's wrong? It doesn't matter. Tony's got to put his foot down and get the infighting to stop. You have your own fan base fighting with itself. It's fucking dumb. It's counterproductive. Did you know movies and television are also fake? I did. I know people sit down and watch Lord of the Rings or watch fucking Game of Thrones and then tell me I'm fucking dumb because I like wrestling. Well, all right. When a dragon shows up and fucking scoops up John Cena, let me know. Wrestling is like a movie. We know is fake, but we get into it. Guys, it's more than that. It's the kayfabe. It's the storyline. It's a testosterone-driven work of art. Like, it is literally a soap opera. And actually, if I click real quick, and I know I want to get out of here. I'm still yapping away. But, here we go. Wrestling is not a love story. It's not a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale for masochists. A comedy for people who criticize punchlines and so on. That's what this is. And Bray Wyatt said it so eloquently. And that's exactly what we feel as fans. So I know everybody's a little upset because someone said it's fake. And I'm sure he's sitting back looking at his phone right now, giggling because everybody felt the need. But don't sweat it. Again, it's always going to be a thing. I don't understand why people like Desperate Housewives. I don't understand why people watch 90 Day Fiance. I kind of feel like a lot of what I get in wrestling is more real than a Kardashian, but what the fuck do I know? What else we got? I love the Hobbits, Dragons, and Sharknadoes. And yeah, that's fine. You love them all. And then you got to love the wrestling too. Different strokes, different folks. Good night, Curtis. Lion and Tigers and Bears. Oh my, there you go. Miss K, I'm out. 8 out of 10 from Kyle. Good to see you again, Kyle. Rest in peace, Miss K Fave. Yeah, heartbreaking. This just in. Punk has been charged with child. I thought you were real. Like, so much shit happens. I was like, charged with what? Right. Child abuse. Makes sense. We all have been at jobs with people we dislike. Wish I could Will Smith them. Unfortunately, I can't. It's true, man. Especially doing this. Sometimes you just want to smack somebody. I wish there was a button on the keyboard that would pop a hand out and smack somebody sometimes. AEW needs an underground fight like men. Yeah, you know what they need? Yeah, they need that, like, fucking take them all out camping, take them all out to the woods, and just go. Like, nobody come back till you guys have this all worked out. Have a come to Jesus moment. And whoever doesn't come back, you weren't meant to be on the team anyway. Since Punk can't win in the UFC, yeah, that's the thing, right? But listen, the only thing I'll say to defend Punk here is they keep calling the man soft. They keep calling him weak. They keep calling him a pussy. They keep shitting on him, and he keeps beating everybody up. So I don't know what to make of it. I just want the Elite versus MFTR. Is that really that hard to ask for here? Like, be fucking man. Grow up. Dude, we talked about this, and this is probably the last one I'm clicking on. Give me leprechauns instead of housewives. But we talked about it before. You got to turn it into money. And that's what everyone has always been about in the wrestling business. Guaranteed money, guaranteed contract. You know what? I hate to say it, but when you take a bunch of wrestlers who weren't used to getting banked like this and you put them in a completely different system and they still kind of behave indie, they haven't quite figured out how to make it work professionally. And that's the unfortunate part. It's got to make money. But speaking of making money, folks, we appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. We appreciate everybody for being here. It was another fun stream. 3+ hours, almost 4 hours, guys, in the books again. So that's like 14 hours in 2 days. But we thank you so much on behalf of Big Nick, on behalf of Luna Havoc. Remember, we're back all week long. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else. We are fastest growing channel out there, no matter what anyone says. And we will be back tomorrow for NXT. Big night, go home shows. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you on the flip side. Where's the button?